WIIFTBP. Media's just for you and me. WIIFTBP. Media's just for you and me.
Tune in every Sunday. Don't miss it. Live from the West Center for the Black People Media Studios. It is the Kickoff Kickback. Join the conversation with the brothers, Eugene McIntosh, Herb Howard, and myself, Terrence Tomlin.
We got analysis live from the stadium. The brother Joe Lewis will be following through. We got great guests coming in, players, personnel, people.
Say what? We do our thing every Sunday from 10 a.m. to 12 noon, taking you right up to kickoff.
We picking the full slate of NFL games. We talking fantasy football. Gino got you covered on all the bets. It's a kickback.
Make sure y'all join the conversation. Smash that like button. Smash that share button. And continue to help us push the culture forward.
Don't miss it every Sunday from 10 a.m. to 12 noon, live here from the West Center for the Black People Media Studios.
That's why we shine wherever we go. 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 Lord, Lord. Welcome to the mind of a pothead. On my head, see a young nigga got dressed. We don't give a fuck what the cop said. I'm living a legacy. So even when I die, I am not dead. Nigga, I am not dead. Fuck with me.
What's happening, good people? Welcome to this Tuesday edition of I Said What I Said. We are live from the What's In It for the Black People Media Studios. Myself, Herb Howard, and my esteemed co-host, his name is Tucson One. We get together right here with you guys each and every weekday from 3 to 6 p.m. and we discuss issues that are impacting the black community, how those issues impact us as individuals, but also how they impact us as a collective. And along with your help, we talk through many of those issues in hopes of finding the optimum solutions for how we can overcome those issues. Again, overcome them as individuals, but also overcome them as a collective. Thank y'all so very, very much for choosing to be a part of the conversation. It means a great deal to us that y'all have chosen to hang out with us on this glorious, glorious Taco Tuesday afternoon. Shout out to Cherie. She is already in the building, which means the laughs are on the way. Listen, man, please take a quick second to share the broadcast. Click that little arrow in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. Share it to your personal page. Share it even within your personal network. Anyone, absolutely anyone that you think would add value to or find value in this particular conversation, we welcome them to be a part of the discussion. It is our sincere belief that the more like-minded individuals we can get to be a part of this conversation, the better the opportunities we have of finding the optimum solutions going forward. So please, please, please take a quick second to share the broadcast. Also, if you feel so inclined, you can contribute to the show by clicking on the little gold stars in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. We certainly appreciate each and every one of those. Again, this is I Said What I Said. It is intellectual thuggery at its absolute finest. My name is Herb. His name is Tou. Tou, what's happening, good brother?
What up, family? I'm blessed and highly favored. Maze got me feeling stupid in here because I didn't realize how to plug up the headphone.
Yeah, I saw something was going on. I just kind of laughed at y'all ass. Ryan back there in the production studio, he's just looking like, because you told Ryan, he's like, I don't got no sound. I was like, fuck it. Fuck it.
Yeah, but I figured it out.
Shout out to Ron Rilla in the production studio doing all the hard work.
What you mean, Ron Rilla?
What's the word, bros?
Ron, what's the word, man?
What up, my big bros?
I always give Ron the opportunity to just be regular old Ron.
Oh, okay.
I like to call him Ron.
It starts off
I
with
introduce
Ron
him as Ron Rilla, and I like to call him Ron, but in very short order.
About 5
He
minutes
gonna do some little Ron shit. You can get
5 minutes in, he turned a little Ron.
Let's set the over under at about 4 minutes before he do some little Ron shit. So, you know.
Always shows up as himself.
Right, yeah. Authentic, man. He's the most consistent brother in the What's In It for the Black People Media family, man.
Keep it real, rah-rah.
Keep it real, rah-rah. Anyway, man, we are hoping y'all are feeling good on this here Tuesday, man. I'm feeling good, although I'm tired as shit. Like, I ain't been to sleep. I got issues.
What you been doing, G? Out in these streets?
No. Tucson?
I'm just saying.
Thank you. Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, sir.
these streets.
Nah, man, but I've you know, on my, what Jay-Z say? On my 25th hour, about to take another shower. I went home just to shower and leave the fuck back out. But, you know, life is good.
You used to say that's burning the candles on both ends, homie.
Hey, life is amazing. It is what it should be.
Yeah, I ain't mad at you, man. You ain't got no kids, no responsibilities. I would be probably living the same way.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's all good though. It ain't not, it
Do
wasn't.
it while you can.
It wasn't nearly as ruckus or raunchy as it sounds, but I haven't been asleep. But it's all good, man. I'm feeling good for whatever reason. I'm excited. I'm happy to be here. Happy to be chopping it up with y'all on this here Tuesday. I did just realize though, I'm a little touched. I ain't gonna lie. I'm a little in my feelings right now, bro.
What's happening?
As I was trying to, you know, throw on some clothes and get up to the studio, trying to, you know, do something with my damn head. And I'm to the point. I have to cut it now. I'm just because I'm not a dude who's I'm not gonna do something with my hair. If I feel like I'm doing my hair, like you gotta like wet it and put some shit in it and sponge it and brush it. It's like
Too much work.
It's a process that I'm just not really with it. So I gotta cut it. But while I was doing my hair today, I realized my shit is thin as fuck. Like up here. Like I don't know, like somewhere in here. You see that shit?
Yeah, I see it.
It's like just it's like
leave you, G. It's gonna leave you soon.
yeah, and I'm gonna cut it off.
Yeah, that happened to me before, but you know what? It grew back.
Did it?
Yeah, stress. Like it was real bad. I didn't even recognize it was stress, but it was.
Is
real,
that what it is?
It was real thin.
That could be legit, man. It has been a
Gotta get your
challenge.
life in order. That's what the Lord is telling you.
No, I'm good. I'm solid, man. But it has been a challenging year for your boy for sure. So maybe, you know, but if it don't, I don't give a shit. I'm just gonna cut it off. I have a relatively round head. It'll be all right. I'm not really finna be one of these niggas just hanging on to some shit that's not even fucking there.
Yeah, man. Well, if it's stress, I'm probably about to lose mine because I'm about to murder my child. You understand me? He's working hard to get murdered. You just didn't believe that. He really wants to get killed. I don't know why, but he just can't figure out life. He can't get right. That's his real new name. Can't get right.
Yo, I think you have to have an opportunity to Ready Rock. I don't brush it. I've been fucking like sponging it and shit. Like I just brush this. I get it tapered on the sides and the back, but I don't know. We'll figure it out. One thing I can promise y'all is that I won't be fucking turning my haircut into an art project. Just spray painting all my fucking face off and shit. Like we're not.
Yeah, you gotta let it go, G.
Yeah, it's
Black
cool,
magic,
G.
What they call that?
Beijing.
The Beijing. Yeah, brothers, y'all gotta let it go.
That shit is
You look
for
like
the
a
birds.
cartoon character.
That shit is for the birds. Cut it out. So anyway, came to that, had that revelation this morning, or this afternoon, whatever the hell time it is, and yeah. So we will see how that goes, man. Shout out to the Bigs. They just wrapped up another edition of On the Soil. They talked to Eric Davis. I didn't know that brother was like all that cold. Like
I didn't either. But again, I didn't. I was talking to Maze outside, so I didn't hear the bulk of the interview.
Nah, I'm just saying, just off Gino talking about. You know, Gino is the baseball
guy.
expert, right? So whatever he say, that's how I'm rolling. So just hearing how he's been talking about him since they actually scheduled that interview made me like looking like, damn, how cold was this dude? And you know, it's legit. It's legit.
Shout out to Don for the guest look.
Yeah, Don is the deal, G.
Guest look is outrageous.
Don is the plug.
She is the plug.
Don is dead as the
For
plug.
Gino and Mace. Why are we being left out over here?
Well, that's not really true.
Okay, well, break it down for me.
What'd she do? She set us up with Scoop.
Okay.
She said,
Salute.
I've had Scoop's number for a while.
Salute.
But even like motherfuckers that I'm associates with, Don is like, boom. You know what I'm saying? So I be like, hey, let's get you on the show sometime. I'm like, yeah, let's set it up. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about it. We'll do. Don like, hey yo, I need you on the show tomorrow. Niggas like, okay.
Okay.
Like shit, it's different. It's different with the big little sis, man.
The last of the Gambinos or something.
Yeah, she is an OG for real. She about that action. So shout out to Don, man. Shout out to the Book of Don. She wasn't on there this morning.
Yeah, she wasn't. So they had other Don sitting in.
Don B was in there.
Don B was sitting in for it today. Her and Lisa E.
Shout out to Don B. We gonna actually you might have to take that call. You might gotta go ahead and take that call. Hey, kill his mic if you will. Shout out to Don B, man. She's actually gonna be sitting in on I Said What I Said a couple times with us because I think Dawn is dope. And, I think she would be a good addition. It's not going to happen. I think she would be a good addition to the show. And so look forward to having Dawn be on I Said What I Said soon. Had a chance to chop it up with her outside in the green room just a little bit. She is still around the studio. So look forward to that, having that conversation, adding her perspective into this conversation. This has been a masculine, male-dominated conversation ever since we started this thing. Me, and then Tou, right? And Tou is as masculine and just this dominant energy. Ron, what is wrong with you, bro? What is wrong with you?
You can hear that man.
Okay, it's cool. It'll be just fine. Relax in there, man. Jesus Christ. See, I guess you made it past 4 minutes, bro. So I'm proud of you, man. I'm real proud of you. You made it past 4 minutes. Listen, looking forward to having Dawn on the show. Also looking forward to today's conversation. Oh, speaking of conversations, I went back and I didn't go back. I saw some more footage from the Houston, Dallas restaurant thing yesterday that we talked about on the show yesterday. Where y'all, I was like, Herb so out of pocket and dude was wrong for that. And because I didn't really think dude was wrong for that. Juan, what up, bro? Shout out my cousin just popped in the building. Appreciate you, Juan. He just a little Ronnie.
Hey, Ron, get yourself together, brother.
Man, I was trying to tell him we can hear you a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, deal with what you deal with. You understand me?
You know what I'm saying? Stay in that damn production studio, bro. We gonna have to beat his ass.
We
ain't we?
really gonna have to beat Ron ass.
Like I think at this point, I think he think we just be talking shit. You know what I'm saying? We gonna beat his ass. One of these nights we leave up out of here
He
late.
think this is a democracy. He think he got to vote.
It's not. It's not.
He ain't got no vote.
It's not, man. You know what I'm saying? I was up here. He was up here. The Bigs was up here. I don't know if it was yesterday or whatever. Whenever it was, the Bigs was up here, and they like, man, stop playing the music that we send to you on I Said What I Said. And he like, man, they be saying to play it. He like, I don't care what they say. He like, I'm gonna stop playing it. I said, Ron.
I dare you.
I tell him all the time the line from The Wire when Stringer Bell told dude, is Tall Man gonna be there when I stump on your fucking head? Like Gino ain't pulling up here.
You want it to be both ways.
Right. But it's the other way.
But it's the other way.
It's all right, Ron. It's all good, my G. It's gonna work out for you just well, so long as you don't get on our bad side.
So we're trying to bring y'all a special guest today, man. So that's why I took the call.
Hold on.
Okay.
I saw some additional footage from the restaurant thing the other day.
All right.
I saw it like last night or earlier today
and
or
you
whatever.
came to the consensus that you was wrong in your observation yesterday?
Heck no. I doubled down on what I believed in the first place. I doubled down on what I believe in the first place because the other angles just show him you just more wrong, bro. Like you just
So I didn't see the other angle, so I can't argue from the other
The chick
angle.
that's in there dancing, and the one chick did stand on the table. He like, you twerking on glass. She stood on a chair, and she had her hand on the glass, right? Like on a window or something.
Why are you standing on chairs in a restaurant?
Again, you trying to make the argument about something I'm not making it about. I said the girls were wrong for their behavior.
Okay.
He was just as wrong or escalated the situation when he didn't need to do that. That girl was in there with her mama, right? So he come over there, and she like, you don't got to be talking to my daughter like that if you don't want her doing that. I understand. Yada, yada, yada. He like, oh, that's your daughter? No wonder. You letting your daughter do that? Like, fam, why are you talking to this 60-year-old lady like that? You wilding right now. Just pipe down. You want them gone? Get them gone. Let them leave, bro. It was like 3 or 4 more different camera videos of this thing. And again, man. And then the brother, he ended up being on, what's the TMZ? What's the white dude that be on the host of TMZ show? Whatever.
I don't know.
It don't matter. Him and then the light-skinned dude with the locks. They interviewed him. And he talking about, he was like, maybe I was out of line for, saying the F word or whatever, but, it's my business and yada, yada, yada. And it's like, bro, you did too much. You did too much. They did too much. Then your ass came and did too much. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying them girls was right. I'm saying he was wrong. And it could be, and both of those things can be true. But back to your point, man. We have a very, very special guest, man, joining us on today's show.
Mm-hmm. Walter Beach. I was going to read this intro.
Sure.
Right, but I think that's almost, I'm going to read the intro. It says Walter Beach III is a former American football player. As a safety, he played college football at Central Michigan University, where he was inducted into the Hall of Fame. What it doesn't mention is that he's also a Super Bowl champion.
Yes, indeed.
Cleveland Browns.
Yes, indeed.
Also an author. He wrote "Consider This," which he wrote "Consider This," and outside of all of those things, though, he's my godfather and one of two of the dopest black men I've met in my entire life. Beach, you on? Can you hear us?
You might be muted.
I don't know. Am I muted?
Okay, no, you good now. We got you.
Beach. We can hear you now. How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. It took me an hour to try to figure this out. I'm old school, man.
Hey, Uncle Walt, do me a favor. Turn your phone or whatever device you're using horizontally, like flip it sideways.
Like that?
There we go. That's perfect.
Awesome.
Oh man. This is a new experience for me, man.
Yeah, I know. It's a brave new world we living in, Uncle White. 2020 has gotten all of us used to virtually connecting and virtual interviews and Zoom meetings and everything else. So we appreciate you taking the time. Most definitely. It's always an absolute honor and a pleasure to be able to speak with you. As Tou puts it, you have lived so much life. Like just so much life, so many different experiences in different arenas, so much to offer to brothers like ourselves. So we always appreciate when you take the time to come and chop it up with us. Thank you so much.
Well, no, I appreciate you, Herb, but, Tou, that's my man.
It's my man too, man. So basically what I was telling you, Beats, we just really have conversations, man. And you're just such a wealth of knowledge. It's just always interesting to hear your perspective on things.
Certainly.
I was you did an interview not too long ago that you sent me, and it was a conversation around the movie Amistad.
Right.
And there was a section in there, and I think Gail mentioned this, but it just resonated with me. And it talked about some place in Germany where prisoners that are in jail, if they escape and they're caught, they don't get any extra time added to their sentence. And they don't get any extra time added to their sentence because the jailers actually understand that it is the very nature of the human to want to be free.
That's correct.
And I thought about that. I think about that often, even though I didn't have the context. I think about that often because that is probably the journey of my life, to figure out freedom, to figure out what freedom looks like for Tucson, one, and then to figure out what freedom looks like, or sovereignty, better yet. What sovereignty looks like for Tucson, and then what sovereignty looks like for our people. And, we just had this election cycle pass through, and I got so many issues with how we move around politics, and I got so many issues of how we move just around our understanding of freedom, man, and it just kind of disturbs me. And I just really wanted to hear your take on sovereignty and, like, how you would expect for us to ever obtain any level of sovereignty.
Well, let me say this. You introduced me, and I'm all over the country, different venues, and I speak. But I always say that I like to introduce myself.
Well, let's do it.
Before you do that introduction, Uncle Walt, so the introduction can go as it should. Can you please get your face centered in that camera?
Yeah, your face ain't in the camera, man. What you looking at?
We're doing a video. I know you can hear our voices, but we're actually doing a video interview, and you got people all over the world watching you right now, but really we only see your ceiling in that light.
I'm trying to get it the way that you would like for it to be.
Just as long as your face is
as long as you can see your face in the center of it, it's perfect.
Yeah, I can see my face.
So we only getting like the side of your beard.
I don't know, man.
That's all good. Go ahead with it. We can see you well enough.
Can you see me now, man? Oh man.
That's
perfect right there, Beach.
That'll work right there.
I don't want that. I see that light on. All right. Well, let me just do the best I can, man.
Yeah, it's all good. That's all we can do.
Good, Beach.
I know y'all know more about this than I do.
Just barely. I tell you what, Uncle Walt, before you do your introduction, let us do this. Let us hit our first break. When we come back from break, you can introduce yourself as you see fit, and we can get into the conversation for today. We're going to take a break for a couple minutes. We will come right back. This is I Said What I Said. Herb and Tou, joined by Uncle Walter Beach. Absolute honor and pleasure. We'll be right back.
WISTVPM.
Shop at Black-owned and operated Solo Beauty, where you are appreciated and respected. Located at 8158 South Cottage Grove, Solo Beauty can supply all of your black hair care needs. Solo Beauty is open from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m., Tuesday through Saturday.
Introducing your trusted source for high-quality black emojis, better known as Blackmoji. We believe black is beautiful, and that beauty should be reflected in the digital market. Now there is an app that does just that, starting with Black Greek letter organizations. Blackmoji D9 offers more than an emoji app. It is a cultural experience of black excellence. Download the app in the Apple or Google Play Store to access a specially curated catalog of emojis representing the Divine Nine. Use the emojis to celebrate Black Greek events, acknowledge current events, support social causes, and learn about esteemed Black Greek members who blaze the trail of Black history. A portion of every subscription goes toward a scholarship fund specifically for members of Black Greek letter organizations to help keep the legacy alive. Download the Blackmoji app today.
The Chicago Legal Network is the collaboration of attorneys that concentrate in many areas of the law most needed in Chicago neighborhoods. The CLN lawyers focus on personal injury, criminal defense, and other issues. The CLN lawyers all average over 20 years of legal experience and are dedicated to helping the Chicago community. The Chicago Legal Network is committed to developing black lawyers through mentorship and co-representation. So if you were injured in a car accident, slip and fall, or injured on the job, or you need assistance with criminal defense, including driving violations and DUI, check out ChicagoLegalNetwork.com for more information or call 773-912-3545. 773-912-3545.
Wake up early in the morning, think about money. Boy, I gotta get my shit. Smoke in the motherfucking mall and you know about all hell yeah, gotta drip my shit. Like a motherfucking boss, hell yeah, young nigga, stay with that bitch. Smoking on Zai, you can smell it in the car when I open up the doors like you hit that shit. Brand new Glock with a beam on top, and I just bought me an extendo clip. Pull up with the mop and we let off them shots, give a fuck about no cops, no we ain't gon' strip. My niggas got jobs and some of them rob, but all my other niggas whipping that shit. If you wake up early in the morning, think about money, better go get that shit. Better go get that shit, better go flip that shit. Yeah, yeah. My brother was in the kitchen, I seen him whipping them bricks. Yeah, yeah. Cook in the pot, I seen him whip up them rocks, I seen him fuck up the block, he used to do that a lot, they stuck him up and I got shot, damn, that's when my motherfucking life changed, I don't hang around no crowds or a dice game, 4-5 and they got a nice aim, it'll take a nigga for a ride like a night train, whatever I want I'ma cop it, tap my phone, keep my cash in my pocket, black card in the stash in my wallet, money long and you bitches can't stop it, no, niggas don't like it, that hoes get it.
What's happening, good people? We are back live from the What's in It for the Black People Media Studios. Alongside Tucson One, my name is Herb Howard. This is I Said What I Said. Thank y'all so very, very much for choosing to be a part of the conversation. Before we went to break, we were in the process of bringing in one and only legendary Tucson's godfather. Uncle Walter Beach is on with us, and we was figuring out exactly how to get this thing popping for Uncle Walt. But I think, Uncle, you got it. I think you got it as good as we're going to get it. That's perfectly fine for us. We cool with it. You were about to give your own introduction, so whenever you're ready, sir, the floor is yours.
No, okay. This is what how I always introduce myself. I said I'm black in attitude, I'm black in behavior, I'm black in belief and thought, and I'm African in spirit. I accept and acknowledge the fact of my African self being intuitively and have developed the cognitive strength to function as a black man in America. As an African black man, my hypocrisy manifests as silent rage. I must decide what my relationship to racism will be. Only I can say when and where I enter my manhood with quiet, undisputed dignity, without violence or special patronage, asking no quarters and giving no quarters. When and where I enter, I take with me my people. That's what the sovereignty that Toussaint was talking about means to me. I'm a sovereign human being. And like he was talking about in that point that we made in Amistad when we was talking about all of our species demands to be free. They may not have the power to prevent it, but they just demands it. And that's what they do. That's what the struggle is about. And we have to also understand there's a difference in the human species. Now, what do I mean by that? You're familiar with canines? What's a canine? It's a dog, right? All right. You got Chihuahuas, you got Doberman Pinschers, you got Bloodhounds, and if you're talking about felines, you got tigers, you got leopards, you got jaguars, you got tigers. So when you're talking about the human species, you must also break those things down into situations. So what we finally miss and what nature is all about is that we're not all the same. So when you're talking about human beings, we're not talking about all the same people. And we're not
I've
talking
heard
about
rumors that it's humans and then there's humankind, like
That's
mankind,
right.
like kind of a man.
That's right. That's that. And then you're getting into what the actual natures, what is the actual nature of human beings? And if you look at the nature of a human being, you cannot deny historically how certain individuals of certain species respond. I was looking the other day at a Facebook where this great big old elephant was laying dead. One had a rifle where he had killed the elephant. Then they showed another picture of one of the original species in Africa, human species, sitting with a big old elephant by his side. He didn't shoot the elephant. He didn't kill the elephant. The elephant was part of him because they're all part of nature. And I don't know what the message is to that for those who have to understand what I'm talking about. And that's what I'm saying.
I think I understand the message. I think humankind has to kill to impose its power.
You got to read a book, man, called Urugu.
I'm not hip.
Oh, man. In fact, I think that you and Herb need to plug into Donna's book called Urugu. She's a black anthropologist.
Okay.
And she breaks down everything. Let me see this. You can see me, right?
Yes, sir.
Can you see this?
Yes, sir.
This book? That's
Yes, sir.
Urugu. Most powerful anthropological study of our relationship to nature and our relationship to the European, I call it the European octave.
Well, Uncle Walt, to that point, we are in the process of starting the I Said What I Said book club. And I guess we'll certainly add that book into it. Are there any other books you recommend that we add to the list of books to read in the I Said What I Said book club?
Oh, sure. Yeah, my book, Consider This.
Consider This.
And that's just an experience. That's just an exposure of my life.
Okay.
And how I respond and how I was fortunate enough to be blessed by my father and how I've basically been reared in this culture. He was always trying to make me aware of what my responsibility to myself, to my family, and to my people should be. And that's the priority to myself. Now, I don't intend to offend anybody with this particular statement, but my position is, if I'm going to personify God, then I have to say I'm God appearing as Walter Beach. So I'm not going to assign no other human being or no other individual to represent God for me.
Yeah, he taught you a lot, huh, too?
Absolutely.
So therefore, basically what I'm saying is that my father taught me. My father taught me this. He taught me the fact that I used to. I'm gonna share two things with you that's very interesting about my dad. But the first thing I'm gonna share with you is the fact that he said to me, I said, self-preservation is the first law of human nature.
Yes, sir.
And my dad said, that's what they tell you in these academies, right? The universities that I went to. You know, I went to college, I went to Central Michigan, Yale Law School, the seminary, and all that. I said, yeah, that's what they taught me. He said, they're teaching you the wrong thing. He said, self-preservation is not the first law of human nature. He said, the first law of human nature is self-actualization. He said, if you don't know that you have actualized yourself as a being, what is there to preserve? So self-preservation can't come before self-actualization. So it's self-actualization, self-knowledge, self-revelation, and self-transformation. That's the way I live my life. You know, so that's what he told me. But I'm gonna share the funny one with you. I was telling him one time, I was speaking to my dad, and I said, I don't know too. You did not think my dad had passed when you and Rick and I and Dre and them was getting together. But anyway, my dad said to me, "What is this stuff you talking about? And I hope your program can handle this, okay?" I said, "Well, you know, when I was in law school, they call it a bit of dictum. That's just interpretation of the law. That's the bit of dictum." And I said, in the seminary, they call it hermeneutics. And he said, "Oh," he said, "You know, we call it on the corner in the barber shop." I said,
What's that?
"No."
Bullshit.
Yeah. Bullshit. That's what we call it. Because all it is, man, it is what it is, and you got to keep it real. And they don't want to keep it real. This is my language. I call it semantic prestidigitation, the magic of words.
We got to get him on Muwak Hills World.
Right.
So and I was just, my wife, she's in there on a Zoom, and my daughter's on a Zoom. They all doing that Zoom stuff. I don't have enough intellect to participate in that. I'm not smart
You
enough.
do it just fine, man. You do it just fine.
But I just noticed that they had this, the Attorney General Barr just said that there was no evidence of the election being fraud in the election. And I don't know where I'm doing this, man. I keep moving this, and I know y'all, because I'm in my bedroom, I don't know what to do.
The words of wisdom are coming through clear. Don't worry about it, Uncle Walt. It's all good.
Just fine.
So I said, I'm listening to watching the television. Yeah, and Attorney General. So I go back and forth. You know, I'll be on CNN, MSNBC, Fox. I listen to all of that stuff, and I found it very interesting, because when I transferred to Fox and they was talking about this, the guy said, "Well, this is what the Attorney General said, right?" And then he said, "This is what the president said," and there is a difference in opinion. And I said, "That's interesting." I said, because my understanding of the word opinions, you know, reason and logic by their very nature is restricted to evidence. Opinions and belief have no such limitations.
Absolutely.
So the Attorney General is talking about evidence. Trump is talking about opinions. And these fools on Fox It's talking about there's a difference in opinions. See, if you don't understand the language, you get trapped in that. That's not a Trump got an opinion, but we ain't talking about the opinion. We're talking about what the evidence proves.
Man, you know what? Herb likes to say, never let a small thing like the truth ruin an argument.
Right.
Right. And I think that's honest, man. I want to bring this point to the forefront, man. I was doing some research on Amos Wilson, and I've been talking about this on the show lately. And there's a point that Amos makes about manhood. And he says that manhood is something to be achieved, right? And he says you cannot achieve manhood until you master the environment in which you inherit.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
And you know, he compares that to, let's say, like if you were born into a hunter-gatherer society, until you master hunting and gathering, you're not gonna be no man.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you were born into a warrior society, until you master being a warrior in war, you don't achieve manhood. So putting that in context of our own experience, man, I think that, you know, even to the point that you just brought up about opinion, I think we're in a very tumultuous time in America. Right? I think it's chaos at its finest. I think chaos provides an opportunity. And I think that the Amos Wilson statement, it just resonates with me in this moment. And it says to me that as black men, if we want to actualize, like you said, self-actualize manhood, then it is our very responsibility to topple this oppressive system.
Yeah, yes, you can. You when you operate in it, I love Amos, man.
Mm-hmm.
He's one of. Damn, man, I don't know. I'll keep moving too. I'm trying to do the best I can. But Amos is powerful, and the reason that he's powerful is that what you just said. All intelligent creatures understand their environment. Mm. Now, the brief way that I deal with it, I say that the beaver, he builds his little old thing, and he comes up out of the water. He sticks his head out of the water, and he see a mountain lion. He go back into the water.
Yes, sir.
Because he said, I can't deal with the mountain lion on that terrain like I can deal with him down here in the water.
Mm-hmm.
See, and basically the Black African American genocide survivors. You hear what I said?
Yes, sir.
We are genocide survivors.
No doubt about it.
So when we deal with the European American imperial colonial hegemony influence, we have to understand what that is. We have to understand when we start talking about and using the language, and not even so much the language as much as the concretized concepts.
Look that up, man.
They're not ours, man. They're not ours. Those concepts of turn the other cheek. Yeah, that sounds like the thing to do. If you slapping somebody.
Right.
Yeah, but if you ain't being, if
you're getting slapped,
if you're being slapped, that's a whole different discussion.
It certainly goes against our nature, Uncle Walt, to let somebody slap you in the face and just turn the other cheek and accept it. In any other, natural form of being, that wouldn't be an acceptable response. But in America, that's what we hear all the time. Just turn your other cheek, it'll be okay. I'm not with it. Tou's not with it. We certainly know that you are not with it. And I don't think anybody should, but that is what's deemed acceptable. Uncle Walt, we got to take a break. When we come back from break, I want to ask you about another one of your sayings that we quote often here on I Said What I Said, and it has to do with zero grade reliance. We'll get into that on the other side of this break. This is I Said What I Said, Tou and Herb, joined by Uncle Walter Beach. We'll be right back.
WISTVPN. Introducing your trusted source for high-quality Black emojis, better known as Blackmoji. We believe Black is beautiful, and that beauty should be reflected in the digital market. Now there is an app that does just that, starting with Black Greek letter organizations. Blackmoji D9 offers more than an emoji app. It is a cultural experience of Black excellence. Download the app in the Apple or Google Play Store to access a specially curated catalog of emojis representing the Divine Nine. Use the emojis to celebrate Black Week events, acknowledge current events, support social causes, and learn about esteemed Black Week members who blaze the trail of Black history. A portion of every subscription goes toward a scholarship fund specifically for members of Black Week-led organizations to help keep the legacy alive. Download the Blackmoji app today.
The Chicago Legal Network is the collaboration of attorneys that concentrate in many areas of the law most needed in Chicago neighborhoods. The CLN lawyers focus on personal injury, criminal defense, and other issues. The CLN lawyers all average over 20 years of legal experience and are dedicated to helping the Chicago community. The Chicago Legal Network is committed to developing Black lawyers through mentorship and co-representation. So if you were injured in a car accident, slip and fall, or injured on the job, or you need assistance with criminal defense, including driving violations and DUI, check out ChicagoLegalNetwork.com for more information or call 773-912-3545. 773-912-3545.
Take notice, the Entourage DJs are taking over the game.
The Midwest invasion is here, and the true Midwest mixtape king is giving it to you. It's DJ G-Spot banging your mixtapes right now.
You are now listening to the Myth Mixtape. DJ G-Spot and Mick Lou, Chi-Town's finest. It's definitely representing Southside, Westside, stand up.
Yeah. They honor my persona, see my coat of arms, cloaked in armor, live and die by the code of honor. The honorable, known as Mick the Conqueror, my mantra is that of a monster. My vengeance is endless until you extinct like a condor. What you think I was armed for, I'm knocking at harm's door. Molded by the force, call me the Black Mamba. I'm putting up numbers like Kobe in the garden. My thoughts is thoughtless as I talk shit, and there's nothing as heartless as my heart lies deeper than the darkness that dwells where the sharks live. You sleeping with the fishes, surfing with the marlins. On the surface, I'll unleash the carnage till you search till you starving, searching for a market. I'm the pit boss, tally up your losses. Your fate is sealed way before the card flips. You marks ain't shit. Topic of discussion, they ain't talking about nothing. Keep their noses in the sump, y'all ain't talking about shit. I hear them wolfing in the whispers, snakes in the grass. We ain't thinking about your ass, y'all ain't talking about shit. Fucking lying, I ain't buying, ain't nobody even trying to hear that dumb shit you kickin'. Y'all ain't talking about shit. Find yourself some business, get yourself a life and shit that'll motherfucker. Y'all ain't talking about shit. Unlike the players, y'all engage in betrayal. So brave, do anything for the day they can slay you. So devious, even if you can't even see the hate. I don't need to plead my case till you please. I seize the day. Feast off your mistakes from the cleanest of plates. Palate of a pharaoh, it's all seasoned to taste. A vision of perfection, at least 3 in my face. Fanning me with feathers, tease me with grace. I can't conceive defeat, nor will I concede the race to these conceited lames that can't believe my pace. So intrigued by my intrigue and display that intrigues the brain. There's nothing left to say. Hands down, I lure them to attack like cash is the allure.
Good people. We are back. We are live from the What's in It for the Black People Media Studios. This is I Said What I Said. Tucson One and Herb Howard here with you every weekday from 3 till 6 p.m. Shout out to Ron really doing all the hard work in the production studio. Hey, did you see Ron get sensitive? Did you see ISWIS OG treat him? Adrian came at him. She said, I can tell little Ron is in the production studio. He like
I ain't been here all day or something.
He like, what that mean? This the music they want to hear. I've been playing music all day. I can play every. He got touched real quick.
That's not a dog.
You got hella touched. I saw the comment. I saw he touched. So you know me. Once you already touched, I just let me hop in and see if we can't.
You still our favorite fake producer though, Lil Ron.
I appreciate that, my boy.
Swear to God.
Listen, man, we have been spending the first part of this show talking to legendary Uncle Walter Beach. He happens to be Tucson One's godfather. And, man, when you hear him talk, you can tell how much wisdom he's imparted upon you, man. I hear a lot of the things that a lot of your philosophies, a lot of your ways of thinking coming straight from his brain, and it's powerful.
It absolutely goes back and forth, brother.
Listen, bro, I'm not
just saying it does. And then I don't mean that to deny that, but I'm saying, and I say that really because I was just thinking about, it's interesting, man. A lot of the conversations I have with Uncle Walt end up being about Eric.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And I was just thinking about this the other day because I'm talking to him too, and it's, how that learning curve works. You learn from both angles.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And just like he just said, that any smart, I think he said, species learns his environment. You know what I mean? And my child is growing up in a different environment. I grew up in a different environment than Uncle Walt, so it adds to different context to all of the conversations.
Yeah, no, I agree with you wholeheartedly. That knowledge flows both ways. I talk all the time about the need for, intergenerational conversations and the ability and accepting of learning from both sides of that spectrum. So I'm with you 100% on that. One of my favorite things that you quote all the time from Uncle Walt is this philosophy on zero grade reliance. And since he's here, we might as well get it straight from him. Uncle Walt, tell us about zero grade reliance and what is the requirement of us thereafter.
Yeah. Zero grade reliance. I always say ZGR is a confidence index to assess and evaluate an experience. This is coming out of my book. The degree or weight on which you accept an idea, concept, assumptions, or situation is based on our internal and intensity to respond to a paradigm. Zero grade reliance is briefly how I got to this was I was an ex-athlete, and in that environment there was only two requirements: you tackled him or you didn't tackle him.
Mm-hmm.
See, in life, did he die or didn't he die?
But did you die?
Yeah. So if he died, then you say it's of his blood. But then you say on the third day he rose. Then it can't be of the blood.
Mm.
See, now what I'm giving to you is briefly the linguistic aspect of logic. If the premise is true, then the conclusions must be true. You cannot affirm a premise and then deny the conclusion. That's what I was said, and what I said earlier. Reason and logic, by their very nature, is restricted to evidence. Belief and opinions have no such limitations. You can believe what the F you want to believe.
Yes, sir.
Don't make it real.
That's right. And if you don't, and that's why I like. I didn't know anything about this until Tucson introduced me to you and this program. I said what I said. I like that.
No, it's a real way of viewing things. That's kind of why we've called it that, right? It is what it is. I said what I said, and it has nothing to do with how you feel about things. We talk all the time about people putting their emotions and allowing that to overpower their intelligence. It's not about how you feel. How you feel don't make a damn bit of difference. What's real is the only thing that matters.
And that's what ZGR is, zero grade reliance. All you have to do, man, is observe history. All you have to do is look at how things go by. Now I'm just saying
that's interesting that you say that though, Beach, right? Because I'm two of the comments you made, right? Any smart species understands this environment, and then we get to this concept of all you got to do is look at history, right? I believe in the philosophy of zero grade reliance. I fully believe in it. I also believe that any educated species understands this environment. Now, this is where I start to get concerned. I think we don't see past our environment, or we only consider our environment to be the 4 to 8 blocks that we live within. And I think in that struggle, we get lost in the sauce about the levels of oppression or how white supremacy actually works. What brings us back to like the Neely Fuller quote, where it's like, until you fully understand white supremacy, everything you think you understand will only confuse you, right? Because the only part of our environment that we're mastering is the local 8 blocks, and we're not even mastering the local 8 blocks, because until you step outside of that 8 block paradigm to fully understand how that 8 block paradigm is kind of managed or controlled, you fully can't understand your environment.
That look, you captured it all, and I'm here again. I'm gonna get slick with some of my language, I stood on four corners and watched the world go by. You understand?
Unpack that, Uncle Walt.
Huh?
Unpack that a little bit. What you mean by that?
I've done everything except rape a woman and steal or murder somebody. So I have an intricate understanding of what all that stuff is about. I ain't murdered nobody. I ain't killed nobody. I respect human beings. So you can't bring one of them funny stories to me. That's why I wrote my book. My father told me. He said, man, everybody's got a story. So tell them your story. And what's happening in the society and the culture, they tell you their story. And when they tell you their story, they turn it into history. And you begin to believe it. So when I was in India, I spent some time in an ashram in India.
Yes, sir.
And the master, I studied under three masters, Kirpal Singh, Osho, and Shaguru. And one of the messages that I got out of that, in fact, my friend's birthday is coming up Sunday, who is in India with me when we were at the ashram. But anyway, one of the things said, man, if you have an experience that you don't even have to believe it. Because all you're doing is believing somebody else's story. And what is it about? It's a book. In my book, I said, look, these are my experience. You can accept them or reject them. Back to what y'all talking about. This is what I said.
Yes, sir.
You don't have to believe it.
Yes, sir.
I'm just saying I said it.
Yes, sir.
You don't have to believe it. I experienced it. You don't have to believe it. But the point is, in Western culture, they believe SHIT because somebody said it.
And the minute you push back in against it and challenge it, then they think something wrong with you.
Something wrong with you. I don't know nothing about what y'all talking about, man. All I know about is what I know. I know what I know.
That's a real thing right there, Uncle Walt. We got to take another break. When we come back, want to dive deeper into some more of these stories with you and get a little bit further along your path into how we got to where we are today. This is I Said What I Said. Herb Howard, Tucson, here with you till 6 o'clock. We'll be right back.
WIFTV-PM. Shop at Black-owned and operated Solo Beauty, where you are appreciated and respected. Located at 8158 South Cottage Grove, Solo Beauty can supply all of your black hair care needs. Solo Beauty is open from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m., Tuesday through Saturday.
Jackson. If you could make up a social media holiday, what would it be?
Randy said National Don't Let No One Put You Down Day.
No one. What you gonna do? So when they say something crazy, you slap them?
Be like me said. Randy said a Jukathon Day.
Man, we about 60 years old. I be done had a heart.
You gotta get your heart rate up.
Okay, not that far.
Yeah. All right, Mario said my favorite one. My friends and I do what we call National Call Off from Work Day.
As a business owner, I don't.
You don't like that, yeah?
I don't like that.
Because I'm the boss of this thing.
We got Marcus Garvey Day from Remy Tou.
Oh, Marcus Garvey Day. All right, what will we do on Marcus Garvey Day?
Call off from work.
I'm going to need you to go ahead and come in tomorrow. That would be great. Okay?
Yeah, right. Every black holiday has something to do with calling off from work.
You're cool. I'm out.
About National Join a Positive Black Organization Day, because I don't want to be recruited. I don't want to be recruited and the brothers be like, thank you. Thank you. How about National Tell White People the Truth Day? Tell them how you really feel.
You can't handle the truth.
Why don't we call that National Black People Get Locked Up Day?
I'm going to tell them there's an African-American man threatening my life.
Hello.
The most dangerous show in the morning.
We out west with it, where we live illegal, leaning off a leader, riding regal, tipping scales like Libras. Inhale, no L's, pulling out blocks like Jenga in the rear, but caprices, Billy Rams, flicking decent nonetheless. Nothing less than tens for the speakers. You'll hear us before you see us with beats that beat the streets up. Yeah. So try and keep up and keep it low key, cuz police try and treat us and keep us on a leash, cuz that's how they see us, thinking we nuts. Cuz we'll die for the ground beneath us, because this land made us. This land made of players that stay on paper. That's how we came up amongst the mayhem to the day when we display what we made of. The game can never change us. The West Side teaches on these streets where you find that D before G. We out west with it, back down, trying to flip a dollar. If you looking, then we got it. You just got a bit of plot. We out west with it, riding clean, wetter than the sea. On the scene with a full tank, blowing AC. We out west with it. I'm posted. Let me know what y'all on, cause if y'all get on something, then just hit my phone. We out west with it. Yes sir. Hustle for every penny in the trenches, but we turn struggle into strength. Smell the grind in the air, take a whiff. Only the nose knows the aroma. Compose the money rolls that fold up, holding cold cups. Searching for those that got the purple O's for the $4. And we can go nuts and stay at the stove like gross us, and post up with O's on the table like coasters. That's how the game coached us, made us all in the soldiers. Now that dough is the focus, so know that we own this. Molded by the hood role models, riding good, the latest model, drinking good, raising bottles like we just missed a pothole. You got to know that it's impossible to stop our flow. We've seen it all from watching cops reload, 30s a dro, while drinking the night away until the block got slow. You'll know as soon as you see us.
Are you ready for some authentic, delicious street tacos on the south side of Chicago? Stop by Sissy's Taco Bar pop up at 312 East 75th Street this Thursday and Friday, December 3rd and 4th, 6:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Experience their jerk chicken, sriracha shrimp, and black and salmon tacos. And don't forget to ask about their Rome walking taco, Sissy street corn, and children's meal that comes with a special prize. Visit sissystacobar.com for more info. It is Taco Tuesday, man. Cherie mentioned that earlier. So looking forward to Thursday, sliding over to 312 East 75th Street for Sissy's Taco Pop Up. Make sure y'all stop by this Thursday or this Friday. Two, we were talking about over break about just the vast amount of life that Uncle Walt has lived, right? Mm-hmm. And one of the many interesting chapters of that story would be his NFL playing career, where he played alongside Jim Brown and played for the likes of an Art Modell. Uncle Walt, if you will, take us behind the scenes of what it was like during that particular time period, especially to not only be a black man in the National Football League, but then to play alongside Jim Brown.
Okay. Yeah, I'll talk about Jim second, because Jim's my man. I love him. Got some interesting stories to talk about him. But let me take you to a situation.
Yes, sir.
Because we was talking about what we were talking about earlier. We were talking about understanding an environment.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. All right. I was a free agent to go to the Cleveland Browns. I sent Paul Brown a letter and my statistics, and then they send me a contract.
That's different.
But I'm a defensive cornerback, and I've read an article saying that the black cornerbacks are not smart. They're athletic and they got the ability, but they don't have the intellect. So Paul Brown was one of those individuals who suggested that you wasn't smart enough. So in training camp, in the evening when lights was out, everybody's supposed to be in their bed and lights out, I'd still be up and I'd have my playbook out. And the coach would come by and say, Beach, it's lights out. I say, yeah, I know, coach. I say, but I'm just studying these plays. Why? I'm just studying these plays. I'm telling somebody who say I ain't smart enough that I'm smart. Mm. So when it's time to do the actual fill in the positions, so on a particular play, let me share this with you. I want this to be clear.
Yes,
on
sir.
A particular play, on a play, says a pass route that the offense is running. Well, what would be my responsibility?
To cover that receiver.
Yeah, would be my responsibility to cover that receiver, and that would be based on the route that I know the 87, I know where I should be. But not only do I know where I should be, I put down on my test paper where the other 10 people should be. So I didn't just say where the right cornerback should be. I said where the right safety should be.
Yes,
the
sir.
three
No
safeties
position,
should
your
be.
position and everybody else's position on the field.
Right. Why? I'm going
To prove you
to
smart.
remove that aspect that I'm not smart enough.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I mean by understanding your environment.
You know, Uncle Walt, that's a special thing to do playing cornerback in the National Football League. Obviously, it's prudent for any player to understand what his teammates are doing. But when you're playing the position of cornerback, they call it playing out on an island, right? It's just you kind of out there by yourself with that wide receiver. And you don't necessarily need to be in tune with what the other 10 guys on the field are doing. It's just me and my guy, one-on-one. Y'all handle everything else. Deion Sanders, who in my opinion is the best cornerback to ever play in the game, always said, look, I don't really know. Like, I ain't really concerned what's going on. I got this part of the field. The rest of y'all 10 guys handle everything else over there. And so there wasn't really this need to know what every other guy on the field is doing. So for you to take that extra step just to prove, hey, not only am I not stupid, I'm smart enough to know my job and everybody else's is a huge step to take, especially at that position.
Yeah, and I think Deion, like you, I have the same agreement. I think he was one of the better cornerbacks too. So I don't have an argument with that. But Deion wasn't in the time period when I was in the time period.
Not at all.
I was the first black cornerback to beat on the Cleveland Browns.
I didn't know that.
They didn't. That was a position. Well, the game has changed so much. I don't even watch the game too much now because it's changed too much for me. But you look out there now. Who's on the corners? The brothers on the corners.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there are no white cornerbacks in the National Football League.
That's right there. The brothers on the corners.
The last I can remember was a guy named Jason Sehorn from the Giants in like the early 2000s.
Yeah, and Pat Fisher when he was with the Cardinals, I think, was out there too. But anyway, the point I'm making, that was the point I'm making about understanding the environment. Now understanding I'm gonna deal with Jim. Share two stories with you about Jim, and these are football stories, not about his social prowess and how he dealt with the whole system.
Yes, sir.
And dynamics of why we could be as strong as we could be as black men on the Cleveland Browns was because Jim was the strong black man on the Browns. So he didn't take no stuff. But just about his football, I'm going to share two stories with you. First story I want to share with you is that he take the football, we run it down to about the 3, 4, 5 yard line, and they get in the huddle and they say, well, call a quick slant to throw it in to the wide receiver. And Jim said, no, man, I brought the ball down here. Give me the ball. I'll take it in.
Mm-hmm.
Just that cold.
Mm-hmm.
Demanding his respect.
Oh yeah. And when we had to represent the defense against the Cleveland Browns, so he's running offense, so I'm on the defense, right? Jim comes to me and he said, Doc, he said, Pat Fisher plays this corner like this. He don't play it like you play it. So I want you to play the corner the way that Pat plays it. I said, okay. He said, because we got a special play called a toss 18. He said, now you going to force. That's what Pat's going to do. That's what Pat would be doing, forcing. He said, and when you force, John Wooten, is going to kick you out.
Right.
And he said, and when he kicks you out, Larry Wilson, the strong safety on the corner,
will come and fill that alley.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's going to fill the hole. And he said, and when he fills the hole, I'm dropping this on him. And that's his forearm.
Yeah.
He said, I'm going to drop this on him. And he said, in church, be out. Because I'm going to run straight over. I'm going to run straight over him. And, man, we go to St. Louis, playing the Cardinals. They call the toss 9, and you could hear it up in the stand. Boom! He ran straight over him for 40 yards.
I can see that. Like I can see the play in my head while you talking about it.
Yeah. So while I'm telling you the story, he wasn't just a physical football player. He knew the game.
Absolutely.
He knew what everybody was supposed to be doing.
I like the story you told about him saying, listen, I carried this team down here, right? You're not going to get down to the goal line and then pass to somebody else. Give me the ball. I done got us down here. I'm going to get us in the end zone. A few years back, we saw the Seattle Seahawks lose a Super Bowl to the Patriots because Marshawn Lynch carried them down there. He had probably 40, 50, 60 rushing yards on that drive, got them to the 1 yard line. They decided to throw a pass. It got intercepted, and they lost the Super Bowl.
That's right. That's right. You do what you see. You in Tucson now.
You dance with the girl you brought to the prom. They say.
That's right. You do what you do what you know you got the ability to do. You don't need to create nothing. That's why, as my experience with sports and professional sports was, you do what you have to do. So when I missed a tackle, I couldn't come back after we got off the bench. I couldn't come back to the bench. Cat gonna say, "Man, you missed the tackle." I said, "Yeah, I missed the tackle." I can't come tell him I had a headache or I thought I saw something else. So you got to be what you have to be at the time you're supposed to be there.
No excuses, no explanations.
That's right. Look, man. I gotta go back. I gotta miss that. I'm gonna share a story with you, man. I covered Art Powell, brother, all day. I'm talking to Art. I said, "You ain't catching nothing, man. You ain't gonna catch nothing." Every time they threw him a ball, I was up in his face. And in the last quarter, he ran what we call a false shake.
Mm-hmm.
It's a shake, but that's why you use the word false. It wasn't a shake, but I thought it was a shake.
Sure.
He ran a false shake on me, and as he caught the touch, he caught the touchdown over me, and then he came back and he said, "Beach." He said, "You be nice, won't you?" He said, "You be nice now. I mean, you've been talking that stuff all day." But
it's no try. It's either do or do not do, huh?
That's right. And when they beat you, they beat you. And
it's another story, Beach, that I remember you telling me, where when you had just got picked up by the Browns and you all were doing like some walkthrough drills, and Jim Brown was punishing you, although y'all was supposed to just be doing like hand checks. Yeah. You said he punished you like 3 or 4 times, and you after a while you was like, I can't take no more of this shit. You remember that story?
Yeah.
Tell me that. Tell that story, Beach.
It was kind of no contact. You know, you have a no contact day.
Right.
But every time I'd come up, Jim would just run right over me, man. So after about 3 times, when he come up, I just tackled him. And Blanton said, "Wait a minute, this is no contact."
Why y'all ain't tell him that?
that was Jim's response. Jim said, "I just want to find out what kind of man he is. He's gonna let me run over him all day."
Yeah,
that's so he got a right to tackle me. He got a right to tackle me.
You know, there's another story. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
There's another story you've told about Jim Brown defending you in another way when the Browns were considering going another direction in terms of who was going to play corner, who was going to be on that team. We got to take a break. When we come back from break, I want you to tell that story about how Jim Brown stood up and said, "No, you ain't going to do that. You're not going to make that particular move in terms of personnel." When we come back from the break, we'll have that story about Jim Brown. We are talking to the legendary one and only Uncle Walter Beach, Tucson One, and Herb Howard here with you till 6 o'clock. We'll be right back.
WIFTBPN. Food, culture, impact. What's in it for the Black People Media is proud to support The Woodlawn, located at 1200 East 79th Street. The Woodlawn is an innovative economic center for the entire family. Stop by and try our jerk-inspired menu. Plus, get details on our new Igloo dining experience. Restaurant, event space, cultural space. For more info about reservations or our COVID-19 friendly space, visit us online at www.thewoodlawn1200.com.
Tune in every Sunday. Don't miss it. Live from the West Center for the Black People Media Studios. It is the Kickoff Kickback. Join the conversation with the brothers, Eugene McIntosh, Herb Howard, and myself, Terrence Tomlin.
We got analysis live from the stadium. The brother Joe Lewis will be following through. We got great guests coming in, players, personnel, people.
Say what? We do our thing every Sunday from 10 a.m. to 12 noon, taking you right up to kickoff.
We picking the full slate of NFL games. We talking fantasy football. Gino got you covered on all the bets. It's a kickback.
Make sure y'all join the conversation. Smash that like button. Smash that share button. And continue to help us push the culture forward.
Don't miss it every Sunday from 10 a.m. to 12 noon, live here from the West Center for the Black People Media Studios.
Chip on my shoulder, big as a boulder from all the years I've been doubted, left out, and simply looked over like niggas ain't see the massive potential. I see murder weapons where all you see is a pad and a pencil. I do for self, I learned you worth more when you ask for nothing. Thoughts of killing shit, my brain's a weapon of mass destruction. Nuclear thoughts lead to atomic verses. Me and Max attack with a common purpose. I stole them niggas, you stole out your mama purses. You bitch niggas been disloyal since KB Toys. The streets gave me poise, no Melvins, just a bunch of Rodneys and baby boys. Listen, I'm not the one that you should try your luck with. Get abducted, fucked up, and then left in a rusted bucket, biatch. Sick train of thought, only y'all can conduct it. Just when they thought I was dusted and not a touch, I adjusted, and bounced back like I had Spalding on me. I am God, the clouds open, now the sun's rays is falling on me. To the heavens is calling on me, my shit gon' be elite. Your shit is mystery meat, you say it's beef, but it's all baloney. And fuck these niggas and all they homies, they all is phonies. I'm riding till the wheels fall off this bitch and it's stalling on me. It's alarming these rappers think that we all in the same ballpark. Fuck y'all thought the disrespect is appalling. Standing over the witch's cauldron, concocting murderous plots to help me further my spot. Guess you can say I'm stirring the pot. Heard a lot of niggas think they fucking with the overlord or going overboard. Potent dope that spoke from vocal cords. The key to success is possessing a gift that can open doors. Therefore the flow is nasty like infected open source. You a knight in rusted armor, equipped with a broken sword. Throwing rocks at a fire-breathing dragon, provoking wars. These is more than rhyming words, my nigga. I'm no thesaurus, I'm too complete for you to compete. My shit deep as the ocean floors. But yet I'm barely scratching the surface. Trust me, it's more to come. So motherfucking hot, I ignore the sun. Imagine if Yvonne Thomas ignored the conscience and chose to abort a son. We never would have got to bear witness to this historic run. It's effortless when I spit these descriptive works of art. I hurt your heart with these harsh realities till it burst apart. It's feeling like I'm about to have a great year. I take the fear and hate here and turn it into Shakespeare, motherfucker. Fuck you mean, bitch.
That go hard right there, Ron. Who is that?
Name is the God. The God.
Yeah, I told him to send me that email. I need that.
GAWD.
Yeah, that go hard. That came from the Bigs.
Yeah. I think that's one of the big tracks.
They still out. They still outside. Don't get scared.
Man, look.
We got.
I'm saying they still. I'm saying they still out there in the way. They still out there in the weight room. Don't get scared, bro.
Right. Y'all here.
Right, we got your back, bro. Just ride with us, bro. You know what I'm saying? Pick a show and just roll with us. Listen, man, this is I Say What I Said. Thank y'all so much for choosing to be a part of the conversation. We greatly appreciate it. Boosie? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a cold track. I don't know what them emojis is about, but that's a cold track. Thank y'all so much for choosing to rock with us. We appreciate y'all every single weekday from 3 to 6 p.m. We get together right here with y'all. We discuss issues impacting the black community. My name is Herb. His name is Tou. We have been joined live on the line by the legendary Uncle Walter Beach. He is telling us about all the life that he's lived, man. Just so many different things. And he has so much vast perspectives. Real quick, Uncle Walter, if we can jump into that one story I want to ask you about where Jim Brown came to your defense on a personnel decision that was going to be made by the Cleveland Browns. And then after that, we want to get your opinion on some present day topics that are affecting the community. But what was that story like in terms of that personnel decision that the Browns wanted to make, and what was Jim Brown's role in it?
Yeah, we had 2-a-day practices, right?
I think you may be muted. Oh, we got you.
Okay, there was 2-a-day practices,
mm-hmm.
and the morning practice was over, and we had a lunch, and they called me in right after the morning day practice, and told me that they decided they wasn't going to go with me, and I said, well, okay, ain't nothing I can do. They my father's store, so I go up and I start packing. And Jim comes by when the dormitory, and we all right in the same area, and he comes by and he said, let's go, man. Let's go to practice, Doc. I said, they just put me on waivers. He said, what? I said, yeah, they just put me on waivers. He said, come on, man. He said, let's go to practice. So I said, man, you see I'm packing my stuff, So he said, oh, man. He said, wait a minute. So he goes down in about 15 minutes. He comes back. He said, let's go to practice, man. I said, man, they done put me on waivers. He said, let's go. I said, and you have to kind of know Jim. Jim with big old hands and strong arms. He grabbed me by the hand and he's dragging me down to the locker room. And when I get to the locker room, they put my all equipment back into the locker that I was in. So I'm, man, I don't know what to do. So I put on my uniform. We go out, do the calisthenics, and they break the team. They break you up into the defenses, backs, offenses,
Sure.
And they break us all up, and then after we go through the exercise, then they call you out they call out the first team. They call out the first group of defense, the 4 defense buddy. So they call out, they say Ross, and the Ross is a free safety. And then they say Larry Benz, he's strong safety. And then they say Parrish, and Parrish is the right cornerback. And then they say Beach. So then I go out there. But I'm out there, man, and it's kind of like being out in space. The context is such that they done told me that I ain't on the team.
Right.
Now they got me out there standing on the corner with the first team.
Right.
So I go on and play, and I played the seasons, and I played 6 seasons. And one day we were in, it was about the 3rd season. I asked Jim, I said, man, I want to ask you a question. It's just been bothering me because I never asked him, that question. I said, what did you say and what did you do, man? And I said, I really appreciate it and I thank you for being my friend. And you have to understand, Jim. Jim said, Doc, he said, I got a lot of friends. He said, if you couldn't play, I wouldn't have stood up for you.
Right. Right.
And I said, well, I appreciate that. He said, well, we don't have to talk about that no more, He said, but I know what was going on, Then a couple of days later, it was obvious what was going on, It was a Caucasian boy was playing the corner. And in practice, he intercepted the pass. And when he intercepted the pass, the white ball players just, whoa, way to go, man. Whoa, man, that was beautiful.
Best thing they ever seen.
Yeah.
This kind of goes to the conversation we was having yesterday.
It has. We have that conversation a lot. We talk about Eminem and other people.
Yeah. And then Jim said, oh, man, that ain't nothing. Beach do that all the time.
Right. Right.
So he told me, he said, man, when I went to talk to him, I knew it was about race. He said, but I didn't talk to him about race.
Talk to him about winning.
Yeah, right. He said, I talked to him about having a championship team. He said, and this is his word. He said, I'm Jim Brown. He said, and you want me to give my all. And if I give my all, then you can't be sending the best ball players away. And Beach is one of the best ball players we got.
Period.
Yeah, he said one of the best ball players we got. And we always had that kind of stuff when how people get on, well, why don't you take him out why don't you take Beach out? And Jim would say they would if they had somebody better.
Right. Simple as that. You're gonna play. Yeah. You're gonna play the best. We're gonna play the best player.
We're gonna play. So that
at least you should.
And that's not the only thing that endeared me with him.
Sure.
He's just a decent human being, man.
Sure. Listen, this past weekend in the college football game, something historic, if you will, happened where there was a young lady, and I forget her name because the story I wasn't impressed by it. I'll say that. But she became the first female to participate in a Power 5 conference Division I football game. And she came out as a kicker, and she kicked a squib kick, and as soon as she kicked it, she immediately walked off to the side. Now, they held her.
Sarah Fuller, that's her name.
Sarah Fuller. They held this as some huge historic accomplishment and paraded her around the TV, and everybody was yada, yada, yada. And my personal take on it, and I knew people were going to push back on it and say whatever they're going to say about it, but I don't care. It was complete bullshit. It was all symbolism. It had nothing to do with football, and I'm all for if she's a football player, that's fine, right? But she wasn't. Even if she was the kicker, fine. But she kicked the ball, she walked right off the field and left those other 10 guys out there against 11 to try and make this play just so they can have this symbolic moment of history. Do you have an opinion on that in terms of running her out there for this symbolic moment of history? Am I off base for saying, no, that's terrible? If she was a football player, I'm all for it. I told a story Sunday on the kickback that I've had a girl play football for me. She was really, really good. She played offensive line. So it's not the issue that a girl been on the field. It's just that she wasn't out there to play football. It was for the symbolism, and I took offense to it.
Well, I do too, man. And I'm going to tell you why. In fact, I'm glad you used that word symbolic or symbolism.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I created that ZGR, zero grade reliance. Yeah, zero grade reliance. See, everything is dealing with is symbolic. I'm going to tell you the symbolism, man, and I know this is going to probably offend a lot of people in Chicago. This is the symbolism, man. There was a guy.
You about to say?
No. Listen now.
Oh.
There's a cat.
Look at me. I'm like, hey, Barack, let's get to it.
Okay. Yeah. No, there's a cat they call Obama.
Yo, Uncle Walt, I gotta pause you. Please hold that thought. We gotta take a break. When we come back, I can't wait to hear your perspective on Barack Obama as it relates to pure symbolism over substance. This is I Said What I Said. Herb and Tou here with you at 6. Okay. We'll be right back.
WIFTBPN. Shop at Black-owned and operated Solo Beauty, where you are appreciated and respected. Located at 8158 South Cottage Grove, Solo Beauty can supply all of your black hair care needs. Solo Beauty is open from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m., Tuesday through Saturday.
The Chicago Legal Network is the collaboration of attorneys that concentrate in many areas of the law most needed in Chicago neighborhoods. The CLN lawyers focus on personal injury, criminal defense, and other issues. The CLN lawyers all average over 20 years of legal experience and are dedicated to helping the Chicago community. The Chicago Legal Network is committed to developing black lawyers through mentorship and co-representation. So if you were injured in a car accident, slip and fall, or injured on the job, or you need assistance with criminal defense, including driving violations and DUI, check out ChicagoLegalNetwork.com for more information or call 773-912-3545. 773-912-3545.
Nigga, that's the court. You know what I'm saying? You see that they tearing the shit down though, man. I remember back in the day, everybody used to be out here joking and shit, man. It's your boy, young fella, man. You know what I'm saying? Tearing our shit down, nigga. Though 60638 to the world blow though, you understand?
On this road from a boy to a man with no one to hold my hand. Shit, I'm just praying that I make it home safe. You never know what to expect when living life up in the jacks. One wrong step could be the reason you don't make it home safe. Gang writings on the walls, niggas running from the laws, but through it all, we just really trying to make it home safe. Navigating the obstacles of the streets can be one hell of a feat. Think it's sweet, you might not make it home safe. A bunch of children of the ghetto, unaware of the shit that awaited us all. Staring at the letter CVL spray painted on walls. Was just a tender boy, son of a single mother, expecting a baby girl. Now yet subjected to this crazy world. And at this time I'm thinking life was all Saturday morning cartoons and action figures. Not knowing that as I get bigger, that shit'll get dark soon. Them cap guns turned to broke revolvers with bodies on them. Some rebel, some took to the streets cause ain't nobody want them. I went from mama's boy to child of the streets, a child of deceit. I was young and running wild in the streets, hanging with folks them, but I wouldn't plug. They just accepted me, gave me some lit, told me fear no Vic, that was the recipe. Can't run the streets if you know you got poor endurance. Stay on point cause proper preparation prevents poor performance. Had to look, listen, and learn to peep the underhanded. Barely surviving, striving for knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Hit the county couple times, felt like I was stuck in time. Family looking at me like I lost my motherfucking mind. Coming home from school high, mommy tweaking, cursing me out. I holler, fuck you, bitch. Grab some of my shit, then leave the house. Graduated to selling crack and weed. Made a couple bucks, but I was getting whooped. Blind to the tricks of the older clucks. Got stumped out by the police for a young nigga in these cold streets. It ain't no peace. All that speedball and get your brains left on a slow leak. Mommy moved us to the burbs. That created bigger issues. I'm on the metro headed to the hood with weed scales and pistols. Folks got jumped. It's go time. Now I think I'm a hitter. We never found them niggas. A blessing that I ain't have to pull a trigger. I thought I was too live with that bullshit 2-5. Trying to be something I wasn't. I was living true lies to the memory of all my niggas.
What's happening, ISWIS family? We are back from the beautiful What's in It for the Black People Media Studios alongside Toussaint Warner. My name is Herb Howard, doing all of the hard work behind the glass in the production studios, the one and only Ron Rilla. Thank y'all so much for choosing to be a part of the conversation. We are fully aware that y'all could literally be doing anything else. The fact that y'all are here with us means a whole lot to us. We truly appreciate it. If you have not had the opportunity to do so, please take a quick moment to hit that share button, share the broadcast, and if you feel so inclined, you can contribute to the show by clicking on those little gold stars in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. Gonna spend a little bit more time with Uncle Walter Beach. Uncle Walt, before we went to break, you were talking about symbolism versus substance, and you mentioned a particular name as it relates to that topic, President Barack Obama. The floor is yours, sir.
Well, no. Like I said, my wife's from Chicago. Toussaint know that, So to talk about Chicago and to talk about Obama is kind of always been a hot topic in this family, because I wasn't as impressed as other people might have been. And the beginning of that, I think, was also about Chicago, Jeremiah Wright. I had a problem initially, and can continue to have a problem of the manner and how that was handled. We got a cat in the White House now, man, pardon criminals, And we had a brother who couldn't stand with another brother because he wanted to be part of it. Too, as far as I'm concerned, too badly. I don't know what I could be pursuing that would make me abandon my relationship with Toussaint's father, Rick. That was my man. That's my man. And I want to share something with you. And this is kind of personal, but a couple years ago, about 7 years ago, I had a problem. Got into some financial and tax problem. And I called this guy. Called my son. I said, man, I got a finance. And he said, well, Daddy, I can't help you because I ain't got that kind of money. I said, well, all right, let me call somebody. So I called Jim Brown. I'm sharing this story. It might embarrass him, and it might even embarrass me. I said, man, I'm uptight. I said, I got some financial problems. He said, what you need, Doc? I said, I don't know. Gail is out of town now. She comes back. So Gail come back, and she told me what we needed. I called him. I said, man, this is what Gail said I need. He said, it'll be there tomorrow. So it was there tomorrow. I called him and I said, man, I want to, he said, what? I said, I want to thank you. He said, man, what you calling me for? I said, I want to thank you. He said, no, man, you don't have to thank me, man. He said, because I know who you are. So I know who you are. So maybe about 4 months later, he came into Jersey, New Jersey. We went to meet the mayor of New Jersey in a program that he was running. And when he got off the plane, I said, man, everything's gonna be all right because I'm on. He said, you ain't talking about that peace, are you? I said, yeah. He said, man, don't talk to me about that. He said, because if I didn't want to do it, it wouldn't have been done. And then once it's done, then I ain't questioned it. Now, so it took me about 9 months to clear it up because it was a decent sum, But the point I'm making, I'm talking about relationships, man. I'm talking about a man-to-man relationship.
Yes, sir.
So I'm saying I couldn't even pursue to be the president of the United States of America if it meant that I had to abandon a meaningful relationship. Now, that's just my philosophy. People can say what they want to say and all that other stuff. But that was the entree when I was what I'm talking about, man. I'm talking about relationships, man. What on earth would make me violate or abandon Tucson?
Right. Nothing.
What kind of human being do you think I would be, man?
Right. Right.
I think those lessons are lost on so many of us, though, Beach. It's funny, you brought up Barack, but I was gonna go back to, because I just heard this morning. I thought it was interesting. James Clyburn, House of representative from South Carolina, who essentially handed South Carolina over to Joe Biden, which essentially made his run viable, because before that he wasn't really getting any support, And as Biden are making his picks for his cabinet, he's really not really inclusive of black folk, right? And it's interesting that black folk essentially elected Biden. And just to the point of symbolism over substance, the value of relationships, where does that standard lie today? And I struggle because I know that that's a missing component, even to the context of the story about Jim Brown going to bat for you when they tried to give you the pink slip. Like, that is an energy that's kind of missing in our communities. And it's missing in America in general, right? And it's definitely it's missing in our communities. And for a long time, like, I've always had this context, or at least heard the story that, black people were the moral compass of America. And that was only because they didn't have access to anything else, right? So morality was their standard.
Right.
And now, in Chicago being ground zero, like, it's interesting.
Capital.
Chicago's like the capital of black people in America, like Southern black people, or those who survived the genocide of slavery. You know what I mean? And there's this kind of moniker in our communities amongst the young boys where they call each other savages. And it's a representation in my mind of our assimilation into this culture of whiteness, into this culture of white supremacy. And there is no moral morality. There is no ode to the relationship. There is no value placed upon humanity anymore. It's get money at all cost. And I don't know how we find resolve in that, because that affect, I just think about it in the context of my son. I could raise him with whatever moral standard I want to. He's still in the middle of the battlefield, right? Our community is the middle of the battlefield. And it's like, how do you navigate that energy when that isn't your base of operation?
Yeah, I don't know how old you and Herb are, but when I grew up, there was something that they said, and I don't know if you know this. Jack Armstrong, the all-American boy. Have you tried Wheaties? Have you ever heard that?
Say that one more time, Beach.
Jack Armstrong, the all-American boy.
I've heard the all-American boy statement before. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, and it was the breakfast cereal Wheaties. That's what they would sell, Wheaties. Said, so when I was growing up, I said, man, what is the all-American boy? The all-American boy. Is the all-American boy Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn, where it's all right for Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn to skip school and go fishing, but not for Walter Beach to skip school and go fishing. Because then they bring the truant officer on me. How come
Rules
you
are
ain't in
different.
school, boy? So the value in the society and the culture, man, is very easy to discern if you pay attention. And that's why it's so important to pay attention.
Let me ask
You
you this,
got to
Uncle.
know.
I'm sorry,
you
finish
got
that
to
thought.
know-
I'm sorry.
No, you got to know what you're looking at, and you got to know what it means. And that's why Neely Fuller's statement, if you don't understand it and you don't know how it works, it will only confuse you.
Let me ask you this, Uncle Walt. When do you think that we lost that sense of connectivity, that sense of standing on our morals, our values, our principles above all else? You've been given a couple stories about Jim Brown, you all's personal relationship, but more importantly, the dynamic of standing on your personal values, your belief systems. And during that time, that was commonplace for black athletes, black entertainers, black stars in general. Now there's more so an emphasis or a focus on, self-preservation and doing what I need to do to get to that next level. There is an iconic photo, and I'm sure everybody's seen this photo before. It's a press conference. And seated at the table of this press conference is Bill Russell, Muhammad Ali, Jim Brown, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. You're also in this photo. Can you take us back to that particular photo? I'm going to pop it up on the screen right here so everybody can see the photo I'm talking about. I know you all have seen it before, but I want to pop it up on the screen. Can you take us back to that particular photo? What was happening there? And also just speak to the energy of the times from athletes and superstars speaking up on behalf of the greater good of black people, even to the detriment of their own individual pursuits of success.
Yeah, when that picture was taken and we came together, I want to share something briefly with you, man. And I think it's apropos. You see everybody in that picture?
Yes, sir. Where exactly are you in that picture?
Right next to Carl Stokes. See between Carl Stokes and Bobby Mitchell.
In the back, from the back,
yeah,
second from the left, in the back.
To the left, yep.
Right, yeah. When that picture was taken, and I know you can appreciate it. Lou Alcindor came in on his dime. It was in Cleveland. Bill Russell came in on his dime. Bobby Mitchell came in on his dime. Who's the boy from Green Bay? Davis came in on his dime. You can't get black athletes now to do nothing without being asking for pay. They want an honorarium for everything they do. Now, what happened is that I'm gonna read something to you. I was gonna save it, but I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna read it right now. The only enduring value to any human being is the power of your own mind. What are those influences that motivate and stimulate the desire to be? And I got that in quotes, B-E, and I got a quote. Thoughts are stronger than influences. Show me what a person loves most, and I will have a cue and clue into how that person can be induced. Love and fear are the effective weapons which induce people. If I know what you love, man, I can take care of you. I know how to handle you.
Yes, sir.
If I know what you fear, I can take care of you.
Yes, sir.
So when you're talking about athletes today, the behavior is predicated on love and fear.
Wow.
They love the game so much. I had a friend that died 5 years ago. I knew Gene for 15 years.
Yes, sir.
And Gene came to me in the third year of our relationship. And Gene said, Beach, I said, what? He said, I didn't know you played professional football. I said, Gene, that's what I did. That wasn't who I am.
Who I am. Uncle Walt, I got to pause you right there. We got to hit a break. When we come back from break, if you will stick around with us for another 10 or 12 minutes or so, a couple more things we want to get into, and I want to allow you a chance to finish that thought as well. But we got to hit this break. This is I Said What I Said. Tucson One and Herb Howard here with you to 6 o'clock. We'll be right back.
WISTVPN. The Chicago Legal Network is the collaboration of attorneys that concentrate in many areas of the law most needed in Chicago neighborhoods. The CLN lawyers focus on personal injury, criminal defense, and other issues. The CLN lawyers all average over 20 years of legal experience and are dedicated to helping the Chicago community. The Chicago Legal Network is committed to developing black lawyers through mentorship and co-representation. So if you were injured in a car accident, slip and fall, or injured on the job, or you need assistance with criminal defense, including driving violations and DUI, check out ChicagoLegalNetwork.com for more information or call 773-912-3545. 773-912-3545. Food, culture, impact. What's in it for the Black People Media is proud to support The Woodlawn, located at 1200 East 79th Street. The Woodlawn is an innovative economic center for the entire family. Stop by and try our jerk-inspired menu. Plus, get details on our new Igloo dining experience. Restaurant, event space, cultural space. For more info about reservations or our COVID-19 friendly space, visit us online at www.thewoodlawn1200.com.
Notice the Entourage DJs are taking over the game. The Midwest invasion is here, and the true Midwest mixtape king is giving it to you. It's DJ G Spot banging your mixtapes right now.
You are now listening to Mixtape. DJ G Spot and Mick Lou, Chi-Town's finest. It's definitely representing South Side, West Side, stand up.
Yeah, they honor my persona. See my coat of arms, cloaked in armor. Live and die by the code of honor. The honorable, known as Mick the Conqueror. My mantra is that of a monster. My vengeance is endless until you extinct like a condor. What you think I was armed for? I'm knocking at harm's door. Molded by the force, call me the Black Mamba. I'm putting up numbers like Kobe in the garden. My thoughts is thoughtless as I talk shit, and there's nothing as heartless as my heart lies deeper than the darkness that dwells where the sharks live. You sleeping with the fishes, surfing with the marlins. On the surface, I'll unleash the carnage till you surf, till you starving, searching for a market. I'm the pit boss, tally up your losses. Your fate is sealed way before the card flips. You marks ain't shit. Topic of discussion, they ain't talking about nothing. Keep their noses in the sun.
What's going on, good people? We are live from the beautiful What's in It for the Black People Media Studios. My name is Herb Howard alongside Tucson Warner. Thank y'all so very, very much for choosing to be a part of this conversation. As always, your input is valued. It is certainly appreciated. Anything you want to add to the conversation, feel free to leave in the comments. We will read through as many of them as possible as we go through. We spent the better part of the first 2 hours talking to Walter Beach. He's a legend. And y'all listen to some of these stories and entertaining and as informational as they may be, when you see the people that are in this particular photo that we have up now, it kind of harkens back to a particular time and to a particular status, right, for Black people in history.
It provides context to those stories too, though, right?
Mm-hmm,
To think about Jim Brown standing up for Beach, or just to think about the environment in general. That was a different time for our people. We was under a different level of duress, per se. Even the point that Beach was just making about everybody coming here on their own dime.
Yes, sir.
Right? But that's because their dime was not more important to them than the struggle of the people.
And be clear.
Or the community at large.
We ain't talking about, and this is no offense to any, average, above average athlete, right, who chooses to take a stand, whether you're talking about the Colin Kaepernicks or not, right? Be clear who we're talking about. We're talking about the greatest to ever do it, right? Like Bill Russell is one of the greatest basketball players of all time. Some people will tell you he is the greatest, even above Michael Jordan, right? Muhammad Ali is the greatest boxer of all time. Jim Brown, perhaps the greatest running back of all time. Many people also believe Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is the greatest basketball player of all time. We aren't talking about run-of-the-mill athletes. We're talking about the very, very best at what they do. To say, to hell with me being the best running back in the world, to hell with these 11 NBA championship rings, to hell with this skyhook and all this other shit y'all impressed about.
These are the superstars of their respective leagues.
This is what matters. This black shit is above all of that, and we standing on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. That's not commonplace. That's not what we see today.
But all four of the men in front of that microphone was also willing to sacrifice their careers for the greater good of the people.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And I think that's adds context to the difference in those kind of men versus the kind of men that we've been producing over the last 40 years. Maybe that's not even the statement I want to make. Maybe it's not about the context of the kind of men we've been producing, but it's an ode to the kind of environment that we've accepted.
Well, one of the things that I would say in reference to that, and I always ask the question, and I pose the question, what can any of those individuals do that's on that picture? Or what can any of the individuals that are the personalities or the forces of today who are members of the Black African genocide survivors, remove them from the reach of racism and white supremacy?
Nothing.
That's right. Ain't nothing. So what will remove you from that? So you're not going to be removed from it. So why would you value it that much? And something that I'm trying to develop now, and I'm speaking to my wife about it, because we're trying to we do a lot of racial training and stuff like that, is I'm asking the question, man, when someone violates you, that it creates the trauma and depression, why do you want to stay in that relationship? We are in a relationship that violates the essence of our being. So what is so important about that relationship with what I call racism and white supremacy, that you want to tolerate it? It's like the battered wife syndrome. Why do you stay, man?
It's interesting you said battered wife, Beach. I made this analogy a while ago. I didn't use the battered wife analogy. I used it as an abused or an abandoned child, right?
Yeah.
And it's like this longing for that love from that missing parent. And, you long for this love and you create this idea of who that parent is. And then when you get introduced to that parent, you can either take it one way or the other. But you start to recognize why that parent was missing in the first place, right? And I think that goes back to, or it's based in our lack of understanding our identity. It's interesting when you said, when you gave your own introduction, right? And you said, I'm black in thought, I'm black in spirit. And, you said, what did you say? Say it one more time. I'm black in what? Run that by me one more time, Beach.
I'm black in attitude, black in belief, black in thought. And then I said black in habit.
And African in spirit.
African in spirit, right. So the identity is very important.
Right.
So identity, and this is me again, because y'all got me on the program, I've never referred to myself as an American. I don't use and when you're talking about America, I don't use pronouns, we and our. I don't use no pronoun, our country, Now I don't,
See, that's why I push back though, Beach, because I do.
Yeah, me too.
Right? And I think that's kind of the context of the disconnect. In a lot of ways, even though being black in spirit, being black in thought, not even though, I agree with all of those statements. And even the African in spirit statement, I agree with all those statements. But I think part of why we had a loss for identity is because in this country, we seemingly push past all of the greatness that arose out of that genocide, right? We push past that to link ourselves to a value on the continent. But there's value attached to this soil right here that we're on that gives us a valuable identity.
No. That I know what that seems like.
Okay.
When you start talking about Pan-African, that's why you had to listen to my statement. What did I say in my statement? As an African black man, my hypocrisy. You know what it means to be a hypocrite?
Absolutely.
Then at the same time that I'm talking about Africa, I'm saying for me to manifest my rage and my silent rage that's what it's part. That's what it's part of. I'm not abandoning the contributions that developed in America.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not abandoning that. But what I'm saying is that you have to recognize the hypocrisy in accepting that.
Mm-hmm.
So you can say what you want to say about we were here in America and this is where we is and this, but this don't follow the song. This don't follow the song that Frank Sinatra sang. This land is mine. This land belongs to me. See, what I'm saying and what I think I hope I hear you. What I think you're saying is that sure there's some things that develop. I would just say jazz. That develop and come out of this experience. But you can't be as enchanted with that experience and at the same time don't have the same rage about what also goes with that. So
it's a both end conversation. I agree. It's a both end.
Oh yeah, that's and that's so what I'm saying, I'm not dismissing that aspect of it. But when you start talking about, and this is the dialectics, in my opinion, the dialectics of the struggle is, I don't care, man, what you say. When you say, I'm an American, they don't see you as an American.
And I agree with that too.
So all I'm saying is that it's difficult to be in an abusive relationship, and this is coming out of the Stockholm syndrome. It's a Stockholm syndrome. Is that you love your captor more than you love yourself. That's the point I'm trying to make. It's part of the Stockholm syndrome. I ain't got nothing wrong with saying, look, man, that I'm part of America, and I was in the United States Air Force for 4 years, man. I had a top secret clearance.
Uncle Walt, listen, I wanted to try and get you out of here at 5 o'clock so we don't take up too much of your time, but y'all done got into a conversation that we got to just unpack a little bit further. We got to take a break. Okay. Can you hang on with us through one more break?
Yeah, man. I'm enjoying it, man.
All right, so are we. So just hang on with us through one more break so we can unpack that conversation a little bit more. I think there's a lot to be had on both sides of what you all are saying. This is I Say What I Said. Absolutely thrilled to be joined by Walter Beach. My name is Herb. His name is Tou. We'll be right back.
WIIFTBP WIIFTBP Media's just for you and me. WIIFTBP Media's just for you and me.
Tune in every Sunday. Don't miss it. Live from the West Center for the Black People Media Studios. It is the Kickoff Kickback. Join the conversation with the brothers, Eugene McIntosh, Herb Howard, and myself, Terrence Tomlin.
We got analysis live from the stadium. The brother Joe Lewis will be following through. We got great guests coming in, players, personnel, people.
Say what? We do our thing every Sunday from 10 a.m. to 12 noon, taking you right up to kickoff.
We picking the full slate of NFL games. We talking fantasy football. Gino got you covered on all the bets. It's a kickback.
Make sure y'all join the conversation. Smash that like button. Smash that share button. And continue to help us push the culture forward.
Don't miss it every Sunday from 10 a.m. to 12 noon, live here from the West Center for the Black People Media Studios.
That's why we shine wherever we go. 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 Lord, Lord. Welcome to the mind of a pothead. On my head, see a young nigga got dressed. We don't give a fuck what the cop said. I'm living leaving a legacy. So even when I die, I am not dead. Nigga, I am not dead. Fuck with me.
Robin Patrice is the home of the flyest handmade items, from natural soaps and lotions to teas that speak for you. Jewelry, wickless candles, men's grooming items, and more. Flatness is a choice, so choose Robin Patrice. They truly have something for everyone in the family. Shop online at robinpatrice.com. That's Robin with 2 B's, R-O-double. Appreciate you. Keep up the great work. Follow them on Instagram and Facebook at Robin Patrice. Again, that's Robin with 2 B's. Everybody that has purchased their products has been raving about everything they've gotten, from the candles to the oils to the scrubs. Everything that's going on over at Robin Patrice has come back with absolute rave reviews. So y'all make sure y'all get over to robinpatrice.com. Buy black, buy black, buy black. Support the sister. She is doing dope things, and she got dope products, period. This is I Said What I Said. My name is Herb, alongside Toussaint Warner. We have been joined by Walter Beach, who has been just imparting wisdom, as he always does. Happy to have him on the show with y'all. Introduce him to the ISWIS family. Uncle Walt, we appreciate you taking so much time this afternoon. It has been a pleasure, per usual, talking with you. You and Toussaint had got off into a conversation prior to the break about identity, and we had to take the break, and I hated to because y'all was in the middle of a bit of a back and forth there that was going to be informative as well as entertaining, but you guys can pick up where you left off. I think you were saying that it's your opinion to not use, not say I'm American, and not use terms like our country and this and that, where Tou is saying, no, this kind of is, and then you guys were coming to that intersection of where you both stand on that piece.
Yeah. Let me say this in terms of understanding. When I was talking about, I'm not a believer. I'm a seeker. So I don't believe when I say we and our. So I'm not one of those believers. I'm a seeker, and in that seeking, now I'm gonna get to something that I know that it might bring some clarity to it. Hopefully it will. But let me share this with you. And this is how my mind thinks. Is God willing to prevent evil, but not able? Is God able, but not willing? Is God neither able or willing? So when I pursue that in my mind, I come out of it with this: God is a spectator. Otherwise, can he prevent it? Is he willing to prevent it? Or is he able to prevent it? Now, if neither one of them, if he's not responding to neither one of them, and evil exists, then he must be a spectator. So that's the way I look at that. That's the way.
Or another possibility.
What?
Which is, how do we define God?
No. See that? No. See that's not the issue.
But listen, this is something you told me though. This is something you told me though. This is something you told me though, right?
No. But what you're trying to do, what you're trying to do now is that the issue is the definition of God don't change that situation. So whatever that definition of God is, you got to come back to them same 3 points. So it doesn't matter.
I can rock with that. I can surely rock with that, right? But then that would be, there's nuance involved in the statement even I made and the one you made, right? So if I deem myself as God, and I do, right? Then all of those instances, all of those aggressions, whether they be micro or macro, how I deal with them is the definitive, right? So if me, Toussaint, prevents evil from happening, then in that instance, this God decided this shit ain't gonna fly.
No. But that's the point. That's the point I'm making. The point I just made. The point I'm making. The point I made in that allegory or analysis, the point I made, it really doesn't matter if evil exists. If evil exists, those are the only three positions you could be in.
Unable, unwilling, or both, or neither.
Neither, right? That's the only position you could be in because it exists. So we're talking about, and we were talking about race. So in America, in this country, racism and white supremacy exist. So it doesn't matter whether it doesn't matter whether you as the God is able or not able and willing, or either one. It exists. See, you cannot escape that which is an existential reality. See, the existential reality, that's why I went to that first thing that I was telling you about, the premise. If the premise is true, evil exists. If the premise is true, then the conclusions must be true. Mm-hmm. You cannot assert a premise and then deny the conclusion.
And it must be data to support both, right?
It's not a matter of both. It's only one.
Well, right.
It's the existence.
This is Daniel-san versus Mr. Miyagi. I'm loving it right now.
No. I think this is. I think it's beneficial for me, and I think it's beneficial
100%. 100%. Daniel-san was a bad man.
Three of us, yeah. So I'm good with it because that's the real key to it. The truth for a man to have control over nothing except his own power to think. See, and that's what's missing, man, in our communities and in our experiences, is can you just think? You don't have to be no Einstein. You don't have to be no genius.
Do you have an original thought?
If a guy tells you that it's raining outside and you outside in the rain, what other kind of thing that you want to come up with? Well, maybe the cloud wasn't saturated. See, that's the point that I'm getting back to the point that I dealt with earlier, man. It is what it is, and you can't change that. And all I was saying about considering myself, I'm saying I'm a hypocrite to an extent because I'm trying to live in an alternate an alternate situation that doesn't exist. It doesn't matter. That's why you say, what's going to remove you from that? Now, if you find comfort in it, in that relationship, then you find comfort in it.
Sure.
But competing, and this is a discussion me and my wife just had a couple of days ago, coexisting. There cannot be any coexistence in diametrically opposed ideologies. There can't be no coexistence in that, man. I believe left, you believe right.
So it's my philosophy, Uncle Walter, that a lot of black people in America are more concerned with finding their piece of comfort within this uncomfortable situation. They would rather find that whatever small piece of comfort they can find in it than to deal with the uncomfortable truth of the oppression and the reality of the situation that we face, and then do the work to overcome it. They would rather just say, "Oh, that work is too hard. It was impossible. I don't believe in it. I'm just gonna find my little piece of comfort within it and just be okay with that." I'm not okay with it.
And that's all right if you want to be truthful about it. See, that's the thing about it. You got to be truthful. You got to be truthful about it, man. Look, I want to lay back, and I don't want nobody talking to me about no racism. I just want to make some money.
Right.
Well, just say that. Ain't
just
nothing
say
wrong with
that.
that.
But they don't do
say
that.
Yeah, that's right. They don't do that. They don't do that. And what I was trying to say, I'm uncomfortable with the position I'm in. So that's why I'm always resisting it. no one revolts against that which they value.
I agree 100% with that.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with that.
So what I'm doing is what I'm doing and what I'm saying, and I didn't want to use that word, but this Americana bullshit, man.
Yeah, you can say how you feel it on here, Uncle Walt.
Yeah, I don't agree with it, man. So I'm gonna always be resisting it. Now, does that mean I ain't gonna go out and get a job and make some money? No, I'm gonna do that too.
Yeah, because capitalism, you know.
And that also speaks to the hypocrisy.
That's right. It speaks to the hypocrisy. I'm gonna do that too. But you ain't gonna get me, man, to open my mouth or raise my hand and put my hand on the Bible and say that this is the way it should be.
Right.
I'm gonna always be resistant. See, man, I'm gonna say just two dudes I'm gonna point you to, and I know you know both of them. Geronimo and Cochee.
Mm-hmm.
What did they tell the colonizer? They say, I'll walk away. I ain't believing none of this shit. I ain't gonna be like Pocahontas and Mary John Smith.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna be at war as long as we're here. So when you start shooting black kids and putting your neck on your knee on their neck, I'm gonna be there resisting.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And if it means that you're gonna put your neck on me, so be it, man. Look, you got to leave here from something. It don't have to be COVID-19, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the whole essence of what I'm trying to say in terms of this day that I spent with you. You know, there's some stuff out there that ain't right, and I ain't gonna accept it. I don't care who it is or who said it. I'm gonna resist it.
Must address it, must resist it with everything in you. I see a lot of y'all in the comments right now talking about the potential of Uncle Walter Beach sitting down with brother Salim and having that conversation. I think that would be dope. We talked about that kind of early in this conversation, just in the idea of having Uncle Walt come on the show like, hey, put up with King Salim. That would be dope as hell, right? I don't know if Salim is still in the room or not. But if he is, Salim, I'll definitely reach out with you. I think that would be a phenomenal conversation. Whether y'all do it on Muwak Hills World or we set up some type of round table here, either way.
We should try to set it up in the new
recorded in the audio studio and just do it that piece.
It back. Yeah,
that would be fire. That would be fire. So one way or the other, we gonna get that thing worked out because we agree with y'all wholeheartedly. To hear these two kings talk it the way they can through their experience and their perspective would be phenomenal.
Yeah, we definitely got to do that in the other room because I don't want it to be interrupted.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I'm with it.
Good point. See, Ron.
Look at Ron.
You ain't been that bad today, my G. You ain't been that bad today.
Little Ron that grew up on us.
Uncle Walt, listen, man, we can't thank you enough for taking time out of your schedule to come impart your vast wisdom and experience on us. It is always an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for taking the time. I remember you took the time to talk to us on I Said What I Said. What was that? Over a year and a half ago, and just stop through the show then, kind of when we first started this conversation early on. And so thanks again for taking the time to come back on the show. Obviously, we hear from you and your wisdom all the time, but to have it on the show, we greatly appreciate you taking the time.
I appreciate you, brother.
Man. Yeah, I appreciate too, man. Peace and love to everybody.
Love, man.
Peace
Thanks,
and love to you too. Take care. We will talk to you very, very soon.
Okay.
All right, Beach. Peace.
That was the one and only legendary Walter Beach. He is Toussaint's godfather. He is my adopted uncle. We absolutely love him, and it's been a thrill to hang out with him for the better part of the last 2 hours. We got to take a break. When we come back from break, Toussaint and I are going to unpack some of the things that we learned in the conversation from Uncle Walt, and then at 5:30, it's a video that Toussaint loves to death.
Don't you put that on me.
Toussaint,
don't you put that on me.
Toussaint absolutely loves this video that we're going to play
and now
at 5:30. We're going to come back from at 5:30. Toussaint got a video of his favorite new artist. Can't wait to show y'all what that's about. This is I Say What I Said. His name is Tou. My name is Herb. We'll be right back.
WIIFTBPM.
Introducing your trusted source for high-quality black emojis, better known as Blackmoji. We believe black is beautiful, and that beauty should be reflected in the digital market. Now there is an app that does just that, starting with Black Greek letter organizations. Blackmoji D9 offers more than an emoji app. It is a cultural experience of black excellence. Download the app in the Apple or Google Play Store to access a specially curated catalog of emojis representing the Divine Nine. Use the emojis to celebrate Black Week events, acknowledge current events, support social causes, and learn about esteemed Black Week members who blaze the trail of Black history. A portion of every subscription goes toward a scholarship fund specifically for members of Black Week letter organizations to help keep the legacy alive. Download the Blackmoji app today.
Food, culture, impact. What's in it for the Black People Media is proud to support The Woodline. Located at 1200 East 79th Street. The Woodline is an innovative economic center for the entire family. Stop by and try our jerk-inspired menu. Plus, get details on our new Igloo dining experience. Restaurant, event space, cultural space. For more info about reservations or our COVID-19 friendly space, visit us online at www.thewoodline1200.com.
Chip on my shoulder, big as a boulder. From all the years I've been doubted, left out, and simply looked over like niggas ain't see the massive potential. I see murder weapons wall, you seize a pad and a pencil. I do for self, I learned you worth more when you ask for nothing. Thoughts of killing shit, my brain's a weapon of mass destruction. Nuclear thoughts lead to atomic verses. Me and Max attack with a common purpose. I stole on niggas, you stole out your mama purses. You bitch niggas been disloyal since KB Toys. The streets gave me poise, no Melvins, just a bunch of Rodneys and baby boys. Listen, I'm not the one that you should try your luck with. Get abducted, fucked up, and then left in a rusted bucket, biatch. Sick train of thought, only y'all can conduct it. Just when they thought I was dusted and not a touch, I adjusted, and bounced back like I had Spalding on me. I am God, the clouds open, now the sun's rays is falling on me. To the heavens is calling on me, my shit gon' be elite. Your shit is mystery meat, you say it's beef, but it's all baloney. And fuck these niggas and all they homies, they all is phonies. I'm riding till the wheels fall off this bitch and it's stalling on me. It's alarming these rappers think that we all in the same ballpark. Fuck y'all thought the disrespect is appalling. Standing over the witch's cauldron, concocting murderous plots to help me further my spot. Guess you can say I'm stirring the pot. Heard a lot of niggas think they fucking with the overlord or going overboard. Potent dope that spoke from vocal cords. The key to success is possessing a gift that can open doors. Therefore the flow is nasty like infected open source. You a knight in rusted armor, equipped with a broken sword. Throwing rocks at a fire-breathing dragon, provoking wars. These is more than rhyming words, my nigga. I'm no thesaurus, I'm too complete for you to compete. My shit deep as the ocean floors. But yet I'm barely scratching the surface. Trust me, it's more to come. So motherfucking hot, I ignore the sun. Imagine if Yvonne Thomas ignored the conscience and chose to abort a son. We never would've got to bear witness to this historic run. It's effortless when I spit these descriptive works of art. I hurt your heart with these harsh realities till it burst apart. It's feeling like I'm about to have a great year. I take the fear and hate here and turn it into Shakespeare, motherfucker. Fuck you mean, bitch.
Crackhead. We on?
See, time out. I'm finna go beat his ass right now.
Wait.
See, it's always right after I say
that was perfect timing.
No, it wasn't. It was terrible. My mic is hot and I had no idea. It's awful. I'm liable to say anything in here. What's wrong with you, man?
You can go to the bathroom.
Huh?
Did he tell you can go to the bathroom?
Clearly, I need his permission, right?
Wait a minute.
Everybody don't wear Pampers like you, Lil Ron.
Wait. He came in there and just vouched. He's backing up Ron. Is this what's going on here? You feeling comfortable with him and everything?
He always feel comfortable when Big Red around.
Look at him. He don't know what to say.
I don't know if he think Maze is going. I don't know if he think Maze is going to protect him.
He don't know what to do.
Maze is going to gas him up and watch him get his ass whooped. That's all that's going to happen. Maze going to gas Ron up, get Ron thinking he all tough around here, and get his ass whooped. See, I thought we was doing well, bro. I thought we was on one today, and then
we almost made it.
We almost made it through the show without you doing no kind of fuck shit. And all I hear is my voice coming through my headphones. What is wrong? I guess we back, y'all. All right. Normally I would say like, welcome back. So I said what I said. But whatever, This is Ron's show. It is what it is. Listen, we spent the last 2 hours talking to the great Walter Beach. We had a phenomenal conversation with him. Thanks again, Uncle Walt, for taking the time. We truly, truly appreciated that conversation, that wisdom, those stories about Jim Brown, those stories about just being an athlete at that time. and then
Just life and his
juxtaposing
experiences,
yeah,
man.
juxtaposing those experiences
Played
and
in
times
the league,
to,
went to Yale,
from
Michigan,
full
lived in New York,
life,
you
man.
know what I mean? Yeah, stayed in Germany, was in the war, and Uncle Walter's like 9,000 years old, right?
Author.
Like legitimately author, right? Yeah, like
it's about 9,000.
He's like 9,000 and a half. G,
We like
for real,
89, 90.
Like 80, I think it's 80, 88, I think it is.
Yeah, get around just fine, sharp as a whip.
Mm-hmm.
So long as we ain't talking about technology and putting them on the camera.
He struggles with that, and he was being nice.
Uncle was like, I don't know why I'm not in the camera. I can't really.
Right.
I can't really see.
In his natural element, we'd have got a lot more of them cuss words instead of him spelling them
Yeah, he was
out.
spelling it. This S-H-I-T. This F-U-C-K. Say how you feeling, Uncle. It's all good.
Say what you want to say, man.
say it how you feel it, man. But either way, it is always an absolute honor and a pleasure to be able to spend some time with him and learn from him and have him share his experiences, his perspective, his opinions even. Always counted as a pleasure to be able to do that. So thanks again to Walter Beach for coming on to I said what I said and hanging out with us, man. What were some of your biggest takeaways from this particular conversation? I know you talk to him all the time, and it was interesting to see y'all kind of bounce ideas back and forth, right? And I said, Mr. Miyagi versus Daniel-san. Just in fact that just in the terms that he's one of the two greatest influences from black men on your life, right? And then now you being who you are and having your strong opinions and thoughts as well. To hear y'all go back and forth was kind of dope.
Hey, some real shit, G. Like I think the minute I recognized that I was stepping into manhood is when I began to push back against him and my father. Like when I started to be able to stand on my beliefs and stand on my ideas and back them up. Even internally, I was like, oh shit, I'm getting cold.
Look at me. Look at me.
Oh shit. I'm a man now. Like legitimately, internally, I was like, oh shit, check Tou out.
That is hilarious. You literally felt your nuts drop as soon as you was like, no, Uncle Beach,
like,
this is what it is.
Like, my nuts just dropped. Oh no, it's real now. It's real.
I'm a man, goddammit. Nah, that's real, man. Listen, to be learning from men like the two of them, it's powerful, man. It's the reason that I revere and hold Salim in such regard as I do.
Absolutely,
right?
Salim is definitely one of them guys.
Yeah, it's like that. Just to sit and talk to him, to hear the things that he got to say. Absolute honor and a pleasure, man.
It's the wealth of those guys in the community, though, right? Mm-hmm. And I think oftentimes we kind of get
certainly
lost,
more than we know,
right? And we get lost in the packaging. You know what I mean? We get lost in the packaging, for real, G.
They don't got no wealth, right? He 90 years old, but he ain't got no wealth. He look like this, he look like that. Man, please.
Again, that man got Super Bowl ring. I've seen it. You know what I mean? I've touched it. I've worn it. Right? Lived a wealth of experiences. Not a bragger, not even impressed by the experiences that he's had, right? Stays at my house for months on end when he comes to the city. Like
football is what I did. It's not who I was.
Not who I am, right? But just to think about that, like he's when he comes to the crib, when he comes to the city, he stays at my house. His thing is taking walks. Like he likes to take walks. You know what I mean? But imagine an 89-year-old I don't even say old man, but an 89-year-old man walking through Washington Park. Nobody recognized that he played on the Super Bowl championship team. Nobody, you know what I mean?
But boy, if you could just sit on one of them benches with him for 3 hours.
Absolutely.
The shit you can learn.
That's the value of listening.
Shut the fuck up
listening
sometimes.
is a skill set, right? Even when we was having this dialogue, most of the time, it's me taking it in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not a lot to say, man.
And that's valuable, man. I think that in this age, specifically, like, when we have this kind of hyperactive kind of media circuit where everything is moving super fast, our ability to comprehend gets threatened. You know what I mean? And it gets threatened because we don't slow down and just take it in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's value in just taking it in.
I think it's about that, like you say all the time, bro. It's that value system. What is it that we value? And, while we both think that you should value wisdom and love and experience and just perspective that's valid and real, everybody else is looking like, oh, it's just an old man walking down the street. Man, is you some type of fool?
Yeah.
What
That's a treasure in there, brother.
What kind of fool is you, right?
Yeah, it's a treasure.
Like that's, man, like that. I don't know, man. I just feel full, right? When I have those conversations, when I get a chance to sit down with those type of people, I just feel full. Like I feel like I just took in a lot, and I got to kind of digest it, learn it, intake it, decode it. Like it's a blessing to be able to have them around, right? Because, you know, listen, 90, you got more life behind you than in front of you, for sure. Real. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, you don't know how many more of those conversations you get to have. You don't know how many opportunities you get to take some of that wisdom away, right? When Philip Jackson passed away, that shit happened quick, bro. Like, I mean, he was sick for about a year, but, you know, first half of that year, he was just, you know, hiding it. And I knew he wasn't well, but he was hiding it. And then wasn't until he, you know, stopped showing up certain things like, oh, let me really find out what's going on. That's when he finally told me what the outlook was. And I was like, yo, and then it happened quick. That fast. And you know, as much as I was able to learn from him and take from him, there was a lot of left on the table, right? And we gotta not do that. We bury so much skills, so many skills, so much information, so much knowledge we bury with our ancestors, and that's not cool. All of those things need to be passed down. All of those life lessons, all of those stories, all of those treasures of our history need to be passed down.
You know that T-shirt that says, you know, I'm not my ancestors.
You goddamn right.
You goddamn right. We're not our ancestors.
You
right?
goddamn right.
We don't have the wealth of information. We don't have the wealth of courage. We don't have the wealth of gumption.
Yeah.
It's a lot to be learned.
Yeah, people would say,
we're lacking.
LeBron James, I'm not my ancestors. You damn right. You see them dudes at that table?
Yeah.
Fuck out of here.
We're lacking in a lot of ways. So just being able to, again, like I said, man, to sit at their feet and just learn, man. And then it goes beyond even beach. You know, my grandmom and her infinite wisdom. And you know, I know people are enthralled by people like Beach because, you know, he comes with the symbolic stuff. He comes with the photo at the Cleveland Summit. He comes with a Super Bowl ring. He comes with a Yale degree. You know, he comes with all those things.
But that's the least of it to you.
I honor and I respect all of that.
Right.
But those same caverns of information, that same wealth of information can be found in your grandmama. That same wealth of information can be found in your uncle. Right? We just got to give them people a chance. Like, you know, one thing I heard a long time ago, man, is that black men go through 2 midlife crises. This is one of my old man sayings, right? One at 18 and one at 40.
Okay.
Right, and the one and how he broke them down is how he broke them down. And in my lifetime, I've recognized that to kind of be true. Right, so when you put that in context, you don't get no 80-year-old same black man who ain't got a wealth of information because he wouldn't have made it that goddamn far.
You can't.
He wouldn't have made it that.
You can't.
It's just that simple.
Nah, ain't no dumbass old lions in the jungle.
It just
you know what I'm saying? If a lion walking around that motherfucker old as hell with a super dark ass, big ass man, smart as shit. Okay, he's got a skill set that your ass needs to sit down and learn from.
Absolutely.
Because everything out here is trying to kill his ass.
Or you wouldn't have made it. It's just that simple.
Man, it was an absolute honor and a pleasure. Look forward to talking to Uncle Walt sometime soon. We gotta take a break. When we come back from break, y'all know we talking music a lot here.
Favorite new song.
Y'all often hear, you know, Tucson talking about, you know, this real hip hop and I'm Nas and I'm Common and I'm KRS-One. We're gonna play a video for y'all of what the music that Tucson really likes to hear.
Favorite new record.
The music that Tucson really likes to hear.
Favorite new record.
As soon as we come back from break, we're gonna break that song for y'all, and it ain't got shit to do with no Common or no Nas. Tucson is into some
comparing it to Jay.
Tucson is into some weird shit.
Some Herb shit.
My name is Herb. I don't even know who this dude is, but we'll be right back.
WIIFTBPM WIIFTBP Media's just for you and me. WIIFTBP Media's just for you and me.
Tune in every Sunday. Don't miss it. Live from the West Center for the Black People Media Studios. It is the Kickoff Kickback. Join the conversation with the brothers, Eugene McIntosh, Herb Howard, and myself, Terrence Tomlin.
We got analysis live from the stadium. The brother Joe Lewis will be following through. We got great guests coming in, players, personnel, people.
Say what? We do our thing every Sunday from 10 a.m. to 12 noon, taking you right up to kickoff.
We picking the full slate of NFL games. We talking fantasy football. Gino got you covered on all the bets. It's a kickback.
Make sure y'all join the conversation. Smash that like button. Smash that share button. And continue to help us push the culture forward.
Don't miss it every Sunday from 10 a.m. to 12 noon, live here from the West Center for the Black People Media Studios.
Hey yo, Ren, turn that up. You know, same old church. Jump in a whip just to take me a ride. Roll up just to ease my mind. Remember them nights, damn, I lost my life. Ain't been the same since bro them died. Jump in the whip just to take me a ride. Hold up just to ease my mind. Bitch, and she on the passenger side. Hold up, come and catch this vibe. Jump in the whip just to take me a ride. Roll up just to ease my mind. Remember them nights, damn, I lost my life. Ain't been the same since bro them died. Jump in the whip just to take me a ride. Hold up just to ease my mind. Bitch, and she on the passenger side. Hold up, come and catch this vibe. It's what you play in your ride. Stuff a wood with a 3-5. Then you go live. Fuck how they feeling inside. I do this shit for my guys. Free all of mine. Talked to Lil' Bro the other day. He told me he doing fine. But watch how I slide. Cause niggas see you on the grind. And they'll poke you with the iron. I told him I know that. Niggas know that I blow that. Keep a cannon out of Kodak. You oughta know that. I'm getting high with a dope at. Keep a wood at my notepad. Pull up where the smoke at. I wish I could get my bros back. I leave my bitch with a broke back when she wanna know that. But lately I've been in my feelings and I'm just wishing I can go back. Said I'm tryna ease my mind. Cause I got too much pride from all these things inside. Cause all my people died, yeah. Jumped in a whip just to take me a ride. Just me and my pipe. Then I rolled me a wood just to ease my mind. To keep from crying, yeah. Jump in a whip just to take me a ride. Roll up just to ease my mind. Remember them nights, damn, I lost my life. Ain't been the same since bro them died. Jump in a whip just to take me a ride. Hold up just to ease my mind. Bitch, and she on the passenger side. Hold up, come and catch this vibe. Jump in a whip just to take me a ride. Roll up just to ease my mind. Remember them nights, damn, I lost my life. Ain't been the same since bro them died. Jump in a whip just to take me a ride. Hold up just to ease my mind. Bitch, and she on the passenger side. Hold up, come and catch this vibe.
Hot mic again. You know what I'm saying?
What's this you playing, Lil Ron? This sound like some West Side R&B.
Ease my mind.
Yeah, that's definitely some West Side shit.
Listen, man, jerk chicken, rib tips, turkey tips, and more can all be ordered online by phone from the Woodline. The Woodline is located at 1200 East 79th Street. The Woodline on Chicago's South Side is where food, culture, and making an impact intersect. What's in it for the Black People Media is proud to support the Woodline, an innovative economic center for the entire family. Experience igloo dining or host your socially distanced event and more. Visit them online at www.thewoodline1200.com, www.thewoodline1200.com. Make sure y'all get over to the Woodline and check them out. They do a lot of dope stuff in addition to just having good food. They got good food, good service. Hop over there, grab you something to eat. The experience will be dope. If you want to do the igloo dining experience, you can make reservations to do that as well. If you want to rent the space for your own event, that is also available to you. Shout out to the Woodline. They do phenomenal work over there. Not only food and service, but providing for the community as well. 2,
Herb,
hip-hop purist.
all that talk about morality is about to go right out the fucking window.
Wait, value.
Herb's favorite new record.
Tucson's value set is up here. What's really important, Tou?
Tell me where to play this garbage.
This is Tou's.
Did you request it so many
This
times?
this is Tou's favorite new track.
Herb's favorite new track. You ready?
Yeah, play it, man.
Rod, you ever heard this? Herb's favorite record.
East Side.
Live it up.
This is terrible.
You about that life? I'm about that life. You ain't really about that life. If you really about that life, then turn up. JC, spit a key. Let me test your work. Ross,
Test your work.
let me test your work. Jeezy, you talking breezy. Let me test your work. Cam, you the man. Let me test your work.
Let me test your work.
Snoop, like that chronic, I need something stronger. Molly cute, that's like an aspirin for my daughter. Big time in the club with a case of Ace, and I stiff that whole table. Scarface, another court case.
Oh my God!
When Wyclef was hot, I was gone to November. 6 years, hard time. Bobby was fucking up. Whitney could have been mine. We would have been so high and so in love. When Amy Winehouse died, I could have saved her. I could have smoked like half of that. She wouldn't have had to go in cardiac arrest. Hands up under her dress.
Oh, God damn.
Off her breast. I must confess, I heard from a little birdie. Bring some crystal meth, you can get that from Fergie. Had a real nice dream, me and Charlie Sheen. Few Playboy bras, I was high in Rob Ford. Brick after brick, like Shaq at the free throw. I stayed hard, I put coke in my pee hole.
Oh, bars.
Hey, it is not nothing to know me.
I said I stay hard. I put coke in my pee hole.
If you really about that life, then turn up. 50, get with me. Let me test your work. T.I., I'm trying to get high. Let me test your work. Birdman, I hear you, man. Let me test your work.
Let me test it.
I like it hard. Let me test your work. I want that shit that made Britney shave her head. I want that shit made DMX say he a fed. I want that shit that had Amanda Bonds tweaking. I want that shit Lance Armstrong compete with. I'm the winner by any means. You dig me? Praise Angelina Jolie, but when it condemn me, keep trying to play me. I'm a loser. Biggest sales first week, Robert Downey Jr. I remember even Oprah got high. You thought I forgot? I remember D'Angelo was Diesel. Lamar Odom, that's my people. Drew Barrymore, she liked it raw. Me, I liked it cooked with Armor Hammer on it. One time, can't lie, was Keith Ledger high. But on that Samuel L. Jackson, that crack high. You about that life? I'm about that life. You ain't really about that life. Oh, shit. If you really about that life, then turn up. Meek Mills, keep it real, let me test your work. Joey Crack, where it's at, let me test your work. Coke boys, I hear that noise, let me test your work. Raekwon, chef me up something, let me test your work. RP, ODB, we would've got along. Would've probably been my feature on this very song. I can handle with Michael Jackson, no deed on. For a dime, Jaheim will sing you a whole song. I had that nigga singing Old McDonald. I'ma do the same thing to Jodeci tomorrow. Sean and Wayne said they homies still got the D. So when I hit your town, nigga, introduce me. You know Randy Jackson from American Idol. Well, his daughter's a prom fiend, she got the title. Michael Douglas' son, best boofer I know. He snuck a whole kilo in his asshole. You about that life?
I can't take that, bro.
Oh my God!
You ain't really
Kill it, G. Kill it.
You ain't really about that life.
We spent 2
Let
hours.
me test your work.
We spent 2 hours talking about history and intellect. We just canceled that shit out in 3 minutes. Okay? Everything that we just talked about for the last 2 hours is null and void.
But not really, though.
Let me test your work.
But not really, though, because this is exactly what we was talking about, G. There's no moral fabric anymore. Anything goes, G.
Oh, my
Anything
God.
goes. That was just a crackhead trio, and they got bars.
Oh, you wasn't bullshit?
And they damn near finna have some money after that video go viral.
It's got a bunch of views.
Bro, listen,
G.
if we just watched it, it has to have at least 100,000 motherfuckers that
It's got
seen
a
it.
bunch of views, G. They winning out here with the
For the
crackhead
last
rap.
2 hours is Oh my goodness, that is hilarious.
Let me test your work.
Let me test your work.
He said,
I don't know what did it for you, G.
I stuck coke in my pee
He
hole.
said, I stay hard. Okay? I didn't even know that was a remedy to erectile dysfunction.
You try to get the coke back?
No, I don't have erectile dysfunction.
He said I can take what Mike OD'd off.
Yeah,
The
man.
man said I could have saved Amy Winehouse. I would have smoked at least half
I
of
would have
that.
smoked at least half.
Oh my God!
He said,
Why am I laughing at
he
this?
said Michael Douglas' son stuffed a whole key in his butthole.
Gee, the Amy Winehouse line goes hard, G. I would at least smoked half of that. That's insane, dog.
Oh my God. I don't even like. Is the show over? Like, I don't even know what. I don't even know. I don't even have anything else left for y'all. Like, this is the part where I would get up and leave the family
Hey,
function.
I think Q sent me that. I don't know who sent me that, G. But
Q
it's
sent that shit?
outrageous.
Q, where did you find this shit at, man?
That shit is outrageous.
I was so glad when the NYPD car pulled up. Just I'm like, good.
Oh,
They
you
not
said
they
they
not at the
moved.
crib.
They mean nothing.
No, I was just glad they weren't at the crib.
Oh yeah, New York Heights.
Them New York hypes, man. Hey,
I'm finna randomly be screaming out, let me test
let
your
me
work.
test your work. That's how I'm pulling up on my weed, man. Let me test your work.
That's a shame. But that speaks to how far we've fallen.
Woo.
That speaks to how far we've fallen. Let's bring it back to some intellectual shit.
How?
Because we can speak to that.
This
Right?
is intellectual thuggery. We did 2 hours of intellect. That was pure thuggery.
That was
Brian
pure
Burgess
ignorance.
said, from heaven to hell in half a second. He is not lying.
That was pretty bad. G.
Woo, that's good. I'm sorry.
I'm no more good. G.
I'm
That's
telling
pretty
you,
bad.
G, like I got that laughing feeling in my stomach. I don't have a serious intellectual thought left in me. I'm sorry, bro.
They
I
said
got
from heaven to hell in half a second.
I got nothing left. I got nothing left, man. That is
Boosie said he got bars. I agree.
Hey, Boosie, listen.
That's what's crazy. It's a crackhead.
The subject matter being what
And
it is, but the
he
bars
got
was
a better record than half the records that's on radio right
Let me
now.
test that
You
work,
gotta be
fam.
honest. That's a better record than what's on radio these days.
Listen, man. If you got a phone, you can shoot a video.
Man, on topic, he not even just randomly talk. You know, rappers nowadays just be jumping from subject.
Oh, he
to
put that
subject.
together, G.
He did research, bro. He run through every
put
cluck
that
in
together.
Hollywood.
He said, "Hey, Amy Winehouse, I would at least smoked half of that. You got the out of that."
He said, what he say when he was locked up for 6 years? Well, Bobby Brown was fucking up Whitney. We could have got high as
He was
hell.
like, when Wyclef came out when I was going to November.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Oh, this is ignorant at its best.
Y'all I usually have a way of like tying some shit in or figuring out how to get this thing back on track. I got nothing. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I don't know how to get this fucking show back to any semblance of tracking it so we can finish these last 15 minutes with some dignity.
Man,
Dignity is out the window.
But that's what it's about, though, right? You said with some dignity.
Yeah.
Right? That's how far we've fallen.
Yeah, fuck dignity.
And I hate that I'm laughing.
Let me
at this
test
shit,
that
'cause
work.
It is funny. It is.
It's
funny.
hilarious. It's hilarious.
But it's like how information travels, and it's about what we respond to.
Boosie said
and
a
the frequency.
2021 anthem. Let me test your word.
Yeah, and the frequency that we all are attached to at this moment, like that, you know. At
That's
the end
real,
of the day, man,
dog.
I turned that shit on. And I was like, I can't front.
That's hilarious.
I can't front. I like this shit. I can't front. I would never play this shit out loud. You know what I'm saying? I would sneak and listen to it with the headphones on.
Oh my
But
God.
I can't front. That's the frequency we on.
Oh my God. Candace said we in here running amok. You are absolutely right, boo. I don't know. I don't even know how to get back. You know, there was a song in the 90s, bro, that was complete fuckery. And I wish I had thought about this yesterday to play it when we was talking about that white Delta. The white girl that's a Delta. Remember it was a song used to come on like on the box. Remember the box? The channel was like channel 77 in Chicago. It's called The Box. They used to have a video called
Quest songs all day long
yeah, they used to have it was a video called White Girl.
about cocaine. I remember that.
No, not that one. This song was literally about white girls. And the hook was like this. White girl.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that.
You know you stay on my mind. I wish I would have thought about that
remember
shit yesterday to play it when we was talking about the white girl that is Delta Sigma Theta, man. Listen.
But that's just it, G. What new lows will we sing to get to Capra?
Yeah,
or to get to fame, or to get to likes, or get to whatever is the motivator. You know what I mean? Like, legitimately.
Listen, man, the man put some time into it.
He could actually rap, G. But that spans the gamut of kind of the conversation we've been having, right? I just said you go through 2 midlife crises as a black man. You know what I'm saying?
It's mad funny.
So
I'm not
the
gonna
fact
lie.
that he could he can string those words together in the way he's, create a melody, create a rap, create a verse. There's some intellect involved in that, right? There's some work ethic involved in that. Who knows what his former life was before he became addicted to crack cocaine? I don't know. You know what I mean?
Real spill.
But that's part of that story, right? Even in his story, it's a story.
Oh, it's an authentic story.
It's a story, G.
And it's an experience that is shared by many in our community.
Yeah,
Only reason we find it all funny because there's a lot of truth said in jest. Right, that we all understand exactly the story the picture that he was painting in that song.
But we also minimize the value of humans based in the packaging that they come in.
Mm-hmm.
I got a mechanic
just like we was
who's
just
a
saying
certified
about the 90-year-old man,
heroin addict. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when he gets in tune with that car, he's a fucking genius. And you can't deny that.
As long as he got a screwdriver, he can fix anything on the motherfucking car.
Period.
All them dudes that be up
judgment on him because of his addiction, not because of the packaging that he comes in.
Not me. I've been saying for years that I really think that I would like to start a South Shore mechanics garage, just with the dudes that be in the parking lot of the AutoZone on 76 and Stony Island.
So Howard Trout says, "What's up with the umbrella?" So if you know anything about crackheads, the umbrella is I'm gonna assume because
Crackhead 101. Come on. This is actually 200
I think he's finna make a pipe out of the goddamn
out
of the stem of the umbrella. I think that's how they usually do that. But I just heard that through the grapevine.
You don't know ingenuity like crackhead ingenuity.
I don't know for truth.
Ain't no ingenuity like crackhead ingenuity, fam. They gonna take whatever they got and they gonna make it work. Let me test that work. We gotta take a break. Take our last break. When we come back, I'll try to have my bearings about me and we can wrap up this show. This is I Say What I Said. Herb Howard, Tucson Warner. We'll be right back.
WISTBPN.
The Chicago Legal Network is the collaboration of attorneys that concentrate in many areas of the law most needed in Chicago neighborhoods. The CLN lawyers focus on personal injury, criminal defense, and other issues. The CLN lawyers all average over 20 years of legal experience and are dedicated to helping the Chicago community. The Chicago Legal Network is committed to developing black lawyers through mentorship and co-representation. So if you were injured in a car accident, slip and fall, or injured on the job, or you need assistance with criminal defense, including driving violations and DUI, check out ChicagoLegalNetwork.com for more information or call 773-912-3545. 773-912-3545.
Introducing your trusted source for high-quality black emojis, better known as Blackmoji. We believe black is beautiful, and that beauty should be reflected in the digital market. Now there is an app that does just that, starting with Black Greek letter organizations. Blackmoji D9 offers more than an emoji app. It is a cultural experience of black excellence. Download the app in the Apple or Google Play Store to access a specially curated catalog of emojis representing the Divine Nine. Use the emojis to celebrate Black Greek events, acknowledge current events, support social causes, and learn about esteemed Black Greek members who blaze the trail of Black history. A portion of every subscription goes toward a scholarship fund specifically for members of Black Greek letter organizations to help keep the legacy alive. Download the Blackmoji app today.
Nigga, that's the court. You know what I'm saying? You see that they tearing the shit down though, man. I remember back in the day, everybody used to be out here juking and shit, man. It's your boy, young fella, man. You know what I'm saying? Tearing our shit down, nigga. My mom, nigga. Fuck with those. 60638 to the world, blow, though. You understand?
On this road from a boy to a man with no one to hold my hand. Shit, I'm just praying that I make it home safe. You never know what to expect when living life up in the jacks. One wrong step could be the reason you don't make it home safe. Gang writings on the walls, niggas running from the laws. But through it all, we just really trying to make it home safe. Navigating the obstacles of the streets can be one hell of a feat. Think it's sweet, you might not make it home safe. A bunch of children of the ghetto, unaware of the shit that awaited us all. Staring at the letter CVL spray painted on walls. Was just a tender boy, son of a single mother, expecting a baby girl. Now yet subjected to this crazy world. And at this time I'm thinking life was all Saturday morning cartoons and action figures. Not knowing that as I get bigger that shit'll get dark soon. Them cap guns turned to broke revolvers with bodies on them. Some rebel, some took to the streets cause ain't nobody want them. I went from mama's boy to child of the streets, a child of deceit. I was young and running wild in the streets, hanging with folks them, but I wouldn't plug. They just accepted me, gave me some lit, told me fear no Vic, that was the recipe. Can't run the streets if you know you got poor endurance. Stay on point, this proper preparation prevents performance.
Girl, Susie, Jen, and Kevin through my mind. Sarah Jackson and Julie too. White girl, Julie, Beth, and Sharon. Help me unwind. The more I see, the more I do. Don't tell me it's the 5 o'clock. That's right. You don't wanna know what's going on. Cause white girls won't go away. Ticket to ride, white girl highway. Tell all the white girls they can swing my way. What up, baby girl? How you doing? Is you single? Have you ever messed with a light-skinned mandingo? And I could give a damn what all my friends say to me. You and me, baby, can start making up for slavery. Girl, I'm just playing. I got a white mom. You got any black in ya? Would you like some? Or would you like my songs that be playing on the radio? Well, you know this in serious form of flattery, it's fellatio. So I really don't care if you a hippie white chick who got underarm hair, or a ghetto white chick who be trying to act black with your name on your chain and your hair slicked back. Niggas running Maine down to Malibu, from the trailer park all the way to Park Avenue. See me with a black girl, you got the wrong man, or it might have just been a white girl with a tan. And sisters don't get mad cause I'm out banging white chicks, cause we all look the same. When we turn up the light switch, see back in the day, I was getting no play. Then I went the white girl way like OJ. So you can call him Cave, but I'm sorry, OJ. I got my white girl and everything is okay. White girl, Sarah Jackson and Julie too. White girl, Julie, Beth, and Sharon. Help me.
Kill that shit, bro. I don't have no sense, man. Like I don't have no sense to start with, but once y'all send me down a rabbit hole, like, I don't know how to get back, man. That is absolutely hilarious.
Girls,
you know you stay on. Hey, y'all hilarious with the let me test your work. Sonya talking about she ran into the kitchen to find out who was cooking. Like, what y'all cooking? Let me test your work. Hilarious. Who you say came with the t-shirt idea? Nicole?
Yeah, we jacking that.
ISWIS OG.
Putting that in the
Nicole
ISWIS t-shirt
Rogers.
line.
Indeed.
And let me test your work.
Got the
Let me
club
test your
going
work
up on
is
the
new-
Tuesday on
It's
ISWIS.
the new saying for the rest of 2020. Yeah, I'm about to be saying that to
You know what, Nicole, that ain't right. Herb reminiscing about his high school experience. I had a couple.
I know.
I dibbled and dabbed.
But
Listen.
she's talking about your story that you told before on the show.
Oh, no, I remember telling it.
I do too.
I can't believe Salim is still here. I'm almost embarrassed that Salim is still here.
That it is bad. but Salim is quoting the white girl song.
Don't tell Mr.
Farrakhan. He don't want to know what's going on. This is embarrassing.
Whew, okay. One more piece of business because that's all I got left that make any kind of sense.
Really embarrassing.
Vegan jackfruit tacos are coming to Sissy's Taco Pop-Up Bar. Are you ready for some authentic, delicious street tacos on the south side? Vegan jackfruit tacos. I don't know what that means.
Word.
I can't picture it in my head. So I'm going to go over to 312 East 75th Street this Thursday and Friday, December 3rd and 4th, so I can find out what that is. They also have jerk chicken, sriracha shrimp, blackened salmon, and don't forget to ask about their Rome walking tacos, Sissy's street corn, and children's meals that come with the special prize. Visit sissystacobar.com and sign up for the text message updates to get a free taco with any purchase. I'm going to send the text message to see if I can get me a free jackfruit vegan taco. I don't know what that is.
Okay, do you think?
But it sounds interesting.
Do you think, bro? I support that 100%.
I support that 100%. Yo, Kimberly, I am in tears too. I don't know how we fell off the rail. I don't know how we fell so far so fast.
Crackheads take you there, man.
They do, man.
They just take you there.
I love crackheads, man.
Life entertaining.
Hey, I'm down with the Esco. I'm down to slide over there after the show on Thursday. See if we can't pick up some tacos.
Some vegan sissy tacos?
Yeah.
That's the name of the spot.
I know, but it's just because you being who you are, when you say sissy, it just takes on a whole different connotation.
Don't put that on me.
Don't you put that even longer?
Don't put that on my jacket. I'm just reading what it said. At all.
Whew.
We're going to go over there and test their work, like Esco said.
Test the work. Hey, let's put let's go test that work.
We're going to go test that work.
Hey, that is the new thing. Go test that work, man. Y'all get up in the morning and test that work on the Maze Jackson
you at
show.
home with your old lady, say, hey, shorty, let me test that work.
Whatchamacallit here.
It works every way you want to use it.
Here.
It works every way you want to use it. Let me test that work.
Let me test that work.
Yeah. You can use that in any system.
Go home and run up on your wife with that.
That's what I'm going to do that. I'm absolutely going to do that.
Just walk in the crib, take off your shirt. Let me test that work.
Let me test that work.
I'm home. Test that work. That is funny, dog. That is mad funny. Hey, Ron, put that in your repertoire, man. Add that to your repertoire of pickup lines.
That might be too aggressive for Lil Ron.
What's the line?
Let me test that work. You talking about?
Yeah, let me test that work, Shorty.
Hey, Shorty, let me test
check it out.
your work.
Let me test that work.
Let me test your work.
Let me know how that go for you, man.
I'm gonna try that one out.
Let me know.
Ron gonna come in tomorrow with a black eye.
He gonna get stolo.
Woo, well, that's about it for me, y'all. I've been tapped out for.
The comments is going. Robin Patrice says mine has been tested.
I've been tapped out for a minute. Madam President is in the building. I didn't even know that, but
it's amazing. Apologizing to her.
He finna apologize. He finna go in the crib like, "Hey, Madam President, let me test that one." Mace finna get his ass beat too.
Nah, that's funny, man.
Hey, man,
that's so funny.
Sorry for the precipitous fall. We got to get up out of here, man. It was an absolute honor and a pleasure to hang out with y'all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to this Tuesday edition of I Said What I Said. Shout out to the entire Wiftable Media family. Y'all make sure y'all get up in the morning with the Maze Jackson Show. Stay tuned for the Book of Dawn. Stick around for Muwa Kills World. I think it's a collective conversation tomorrow. And then we'll be back right here at the same time, 3 o'clock tomorrow. Y'all have a phenomenal evening. Go somewhere and test that work. However that looks like for you, except hopefully not what he was talking about in the song. If that's your thing, go ahead. But hopefully you're not doing
quick, though, we got like a minute left.
Yeah, go ahead. What's up?
I wanted to shout out to Howard Trout, man. He hit me the other day. Okay. One, he went and bought the God, it's escaping me, man.
I'm tested out.
What's the name of the book I said that I was talking about the other day? The Prophet.
Okay.
Right, he went and checked it out, and he said he read, and he was, shooting. We was having back and forth conversation. But he also said that, man, he'll take charge of putting together the I Said What I Said book club, and I think that's a dope idea.
Yeah, shout out to RO Double too. She was taking notes. She was adding to the list. When Uncle Walt was talking about a couple books that he recommended, I don't want to butcher the name of that.
Uncle Walt's books.
His book, but then that Uhuru book that he came up with, she added that to the list. So shout out to Howard. Shout out to Shannon Young as well. Shout out to Robin Patrice. They putting that thing together, man. Y'all put it together. Let us know we can get that thing coordinated. We definitely want to get the book club up and popping.
Mm-hmm. I'm with it. So, yeah, I think that was dope that he reached out to me and, was like, man, I got the book already. Let's do something else, So I salute that, man.
Salute to you, Brother Howard. We appreciate that. We are done, man. Thank y'all so much for hanging out. We appreciate y'all. We'll see y'all back here tomorrow, 3 p.m. Until then,
ain't got to know what's going on.
For Ron Rilla, for Tucson Warner, my name is Herb Howard. We'll catch y'all tomorrow. Y'all be good to each other. Peace.
WIFTBPN